Now this is for all who love sound system culture worldwide. Subscribe to Sound News Extra as we present Sounds of the Round Table. Oh, you mean? And the word generally know. Hey yo, enough sound man, I go watch that show ya. Enough sound woman, I go stream that show ya. Enough DJ, I go like that show ya. Yo, it's Sounds of the Round Table. What we say? You have some little dibby sound boy going around. Say them sound is the wickedest and the baddest and the best. But when me come and dance, me no see no sound system. So me have to ask them boy them, hey, what is? Oh, how them say them a sound and me no see no speaker. Them say them a sound man, me no see no amplifier. Them come a sound clash with us a laptop. I no sound man, a DVD, DJ that. My law, this is the sound man law. This is the sound man law. Yaga yaga ya. This is the sound man law. Bad like Pablo Escobar. Say by far. This is the sound man law. This is the sound man law. Yaga yaga ya. This is the sound man law. Watch it like pan sound news extra. Alright, first thing, no jump and sound round here. No jump and sound round here. We tell them disappear. No jump and sound round here. No jump and sound round here. Sound boy, hey. Feel your sound not be heavy. So till baseline vibrate me chest. Upset me belly then. Turn me 2 foot to jelly. Sounds of the round table. Yeah, we have that already. Hey, your middle range have be crystal clear. So that your double and vocal the crowd can hear. Oh, top section of it crisp like a black mamba snaking at the grass. Just a is we no miss by law. This is the sound man law. This is the sound man law. Yaga yaga ya. This is the sound man law.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Maxi Priest, and don't forget you're listening to Sound News Extra to the world. To the world. Someone said to the world. This is Maxi Priest. I just wanna be close to you. Yeah, Sound News Extra to the world. 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 To the world.
Sound News Extra to the world. You don't know. All over the world. Sound News Extra. Boom.
Yo, this is Vivian Jones, taking a time out scene for big up Sound News Extra to the world. You want me to say no, man? Seeing Sound News Extra to the world. Truly, you know me love ya, truly. And really, you know me love ya, truly. From the day me say me check for you. One of the best thing me ever do. Sound News Extra, man. Big up yourself. Worldwide. To the world.
Johnny Gasson. Sound News Extra to the world. Say me I say.
You know, boom, so what's up with Madam Me? So me I said, I don't know where I represent Sound News Extra. That's Sound News Extra. So me I said, so people just log in to that site there. So me I said, Madam Me, boom, big up the whole world. Canada with it right now, but big up the whole world. And I want to see it, man.
Fire blaze, lightning, I win a set. Sound News Extra to the world. Lava splash.
Yo, you know it's Ninja Crown, you know it got the whole Ninja Crown in the world scene. Big up Sound News Extra. Big them up, but they are kind of right now, but you don't know. Sound News Extra to the world, globally, everything, large, check them out, mad.
Yeah, this is Toy Getter, the one and only artist that we're going to bring it to you. But right now, the focus is on Sound News Extra. We are bringing it to the world, and that was set.
Greetings, and welcome to another edition of Sounds of the Round Table. And tonight, well, you know, our guests tonight are what I would say I hold them in high esteem because they are pioneers in promotion business, as you saw. And we're going to introduce Mr. Blake, as everybody knows, author, promoter, etc., and
Rose, who are the first lady me see when me out in high heels, I promote the biggest arts. It's a pleasure to have her on the show.
Yes. So tonight, as we say, we also have, as we said, we introduced the two pioneers. We have the promoter of the moment. As we know, he put on the biggest dance last year. You know what I mean? And there's another one coming up, Shortie Li from JNS Promotion. So, you know, we've got some pioneers and the new generation. Okay? All right, let's start this show.
Well, all we can say, you know, is a pleasure, first of all.
Yes.
It's a pleasure to have the three of you around the table. You know what I mean? And, you know, I look forward myself, because, as I said, knowing your sister Rose and Mr. Blake from our youth, it's the first time I get to have a in-depth kind of conversation, behind the scenes kind of conversation. So it's going to be fantastic. So we're going to kick off with some questions straight away. And I think we're going to start really with, how did you start into the promotion business?
It was mainly Dean, better known as Dennis Anderson. We are a licensed promoter company, limited company, and how we came across the name Bergman Goldstein, his favorite actress was Ingrid Bergman, and then there was a rich man in America, Harvey Goldstein, so he put Bergman Goldstein Limited Company together.
Okay.
And this is the certificate that we were registered and did everything. His accountants was in Answorth Wood, and he had a secretary. I didn't get too much involved in that.
Okay.
But I've got a catalogue of show business that we've done.
Which we will look forward to. Get right this up. Yeah, right this up. So we'll go right down. So Shortie Li, I have to ask you, in general, how did you, you know what I mean, get involved in the promotional work? You get me?
Okay, so as I said, the last time I was hearing it, from 2002.
That's right.
Me and Noodles, we started to do a thing called crowd response. So like we just sat down and we said to ourselves, basically, we need to do something different from like a sound clash thing.
Right.
So that's how we just came together, and we just started to do our promotion, and then from there we've just been climbing the ladder.
Well, we are definitely climbing. No two ways about that.
And Mr. Blake, sir, you know, you was one of the elders who we, as you would say, really, really look up to.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? And we saw you as the man, really, isn't it?
Yeah,
you know, very
the man with the plan.
Yeah,
the man with the plan,
yeah,
real
yeah,
thing.
Yeah.
The old man. How did I get started? I'm 84 now, so I'm retired. I've passed the baton now.
Okay.
So I would have started many, many years ago as a young boy in Kingston, Jamaica, West Kingston. I was in a youth club as a youth worker. And every Thursday, we had what is now Britain Got Talent sort of thing.
Okay.
Right.
Where the young people around who can sing and dance would come and do whatever.
Okay.
And get a change or some food. And believe it or not, without boasting, some Thursday nights you would have Alton Ellis, Ken Bood.
Oh, wow.
Lloyd Blake, who was one of the lead vocalists for the Melodians.
Okay.
Jimmy Cliff.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this is your humble beginnings.
In the youth club.
Right.
The youth club. Okay.
And Robert Nesta Marley.
Okay.
Wow.
With whom I went to school at the same venue.
Wow. Now that's what
the same venue. It's history. Read the book.
We're getting there. We're gonna get there.
Remember now, once they became who they became,
right,
internationally, when you are young and together, you don't know who is going to become what.
That is true.
So at that time, you were just ordinary friends.
Right.
Playing games together.
Right, I get you.
Singing together, and so forth. The fact that most of them became who they became in music is what it is, as a matter of fact. Okay. So you go back in history to say, I was there. Yeah. But whilst doing that, we would get 2 or 3 sound systems together, little sound systems together, and keep a little show and start to promote. And I learned the promotional game by watching Sir Coxon.
Okay.
Wow. Right.
With Machuki and King Stitt. half a mile from me doing what they're doing.
Okay.
And I got close to music in that way because the band called the Scatterlights.
Right.
Tommy McCook and Roland
Yes,
Alfonso.
man, yeah, man.
Roland Alfonso became one of my daughter's godfather. So every Friday in my yard, you would have Roland Alfonso, Don Drummond, and whoever else sitting there, burning them spliff, free playing, free jamming. And every Sunday, a yard across the street, open yard, you would have them come and just music. So I learned to love music from then on. And then I saw, when I was 17, jump quickly, when I was 17, I went to see Dionne Warwick. And sitting in the theater watching Dionne Warwick and Alton Ellis's sister, Hortense Ellis, with a 8-month pregnancy, singing at a note that caused Dionne Warwick to move a curtain to look at her. And I watched the promoter, that promoter called Steve Neal, bringing soul artists from America every year to Jamaica.
Okay.
And a bug touched me that evening when I was 17 in the theater, that I would like to be an impresario when I grow up. I would like to promote.
So that's where you get
That's where
inspiration.
inspiration comes from.
So I
Okay.
started to
Fantastic.
promote my liquor dances, carry on, flip, came to England, got into promotion the same way. But one thing I got into my mind, at night school, I learned business accounting and the rest of it. And I'm not boasting, but I tried to learn to be part of the world economic cycle so I could know what's going on. And I always question this. Why we always have to be consumers and not controllers?
Good question.
And a
put a
venue
pin there,
came
so.
to mind.
Yeah.
If I could find a venue to own a venue when I get older, I would love that. That was the sowing seed. And that
Fantastic. Thank you.
that became what it became.
Wow.
Wow, that's deep. That's
Yeah,
deep,
that-
man.
You know, one of the questions I wanted to ask as well, both yourself and Mr. Blake as pioneers. What was your very first promotion, if you can remember?
Yes. When I came to England from the youth club, wanting to get into education, I love sociology, I love philosophy, I love economics, I love all those things. I was reading every night, reading. But I love entertainment more than everything else. And so I applied to be a youth worker with City Council, start working with them part-time and going to school at night to do my youth work, and joined a place in Balsalid called Mount Pleasant Center.
Remember this? Been to
I
quite a few
became the
dances.
deputy head of center, Mount Pleasant Center, and was promoting my sound systems down there. Most of the sound system clashes in Birmingham started in Mount Pleasant Center by me and Studio City and Tubistan and Eric Jarrett. People call him One Soup Jarrett. He had many more than One Soup. So my promotion started there, and the first big promotion, to answer the question directly, was Gregory Isaacs.
What?
That was your first?
At the Grand Hotel.
Oh, wow.
We were looking around for venues, and to me, there should be no obstacle in finding a venue. So I studied the white man. Where was the white man promoting? A concert to be promoted in a hotel, in a leisure center, anywhere. And when we got Gregory Isaac, Studio City and I did the promotion.
Fantastic.
That was my first big promotion, 1977.
Wow.
Grand Hotel.
Was?
Wow.
I think it was Maxi Priest at Rialto nightclub.
Rialto, you know?
So that's a name to call it.
Does not exist anymore.
Yes, we
But
know
I've
that.
got these that I can go through very briefly if you want me to. We did Buju Banton at Dome 2 nightclub on the 18th of July, which was Buju's birthday as well. He was with Wayne Wonder. Then we took Buju to Nottingham. We've worked with him 3 times actually. Unchained Melody. No, this was at White Pearl. 2000 UK tour show. Yeah. Then we did Beanie Man. We've worked with Beanie Man about 5 times.
So when's the first time you bring Beanie?
He did Aston Villa. I haven't put them in any order.
No problem.
And the third, which was a Sunday night, and all the tickets sold out. This was in 1998 or 99. Tickets completely sold out. We did Beanie Man also at with the Shocking Vibes. It was in April 96, and it was with a backing band with Tanto Metro, Little Kirk, and Silver Cat at $1 Million Club, which was on a Friday night on the 5th of April. Then we did Bounty Killer. I think it was his first time in England. He did Birmingham for us at Bilston $1 Million Club, UK 97.
I'm going to stop you there because I have certain questions I want to ask you about them dances later on as well. You know what I mean? So, because I want to, you know what I mean? Shorty, you told us about your promotion. Was those your first ones?
Yeah, the first one was Crowd Response, what we done at Barmed in the city centre. Then from there, we done another one at Club Crush in Dudley. Then we done the next one, Dancehall Queen, at Club Crush again. So mainly most of the events we had was mainly in Club Crush with Van and Tina, where me and Noogles was joining with them, working with them. Then we kind of expanded again. Then obviously we started to branch out a bit more. Then we come into the clash scene. And then, you get me? So then obviously I brought a few artists as well, like Cranium, Jamil, and then obviously I brought Wally British over as well. And then the other day with Movado. So yeah.
Big respect. Wow. Can I ask a question as all of them as well? You know, people will always say, I know promoters always have a team, and I want to expand on in the team. So, you know what I mean?
Who helped with
who helped you and whatever, and you know?
Eric Jarrett, they call him One Suit. He was everywhere.
Remember?
Everywhere, handing out leaflets down the motorway, everywhere with Dean. And there was Simon, his friend. And in Nottingham, we had Bob Light, he's no longer with us, and Little D. In Manchester, we had Megatone. In Bristol, we had Cutty and his sound system. Coventry, we had Marshall. Birmingham, we had Rockers and Upfront. They helped with the leaflets also. There was loads and loads of people in every town that we actually go to. No. London would be too hard to manage and to go down the motorway. You know, and it's a bigger area than Birmingham, to be quite honest. And Bagger always control London with the show and sell Birmingham. Yes. All these shows came virtually from him. Bounty, Buju, Beanie, and we did it under 18 at Second City for the children. We're not quite 18. The show was sold out, and when the
show for under 18 children, and
they were all under 18.
And who was performing?
Beanie Man. We had extra dates that John couldn't get him any more show. He says, what we going to do with him? We're sitting with him in London for a week. I says, okay, we'll do the under 18. And that sold off really well. At the end of the day, there was a young lady who came over and said to Dean, I saw Beanie Man in New York 6 months ago. I was with Mum in a shop and I says, Mum, there's Beanie Man. She didn't listen, so I went straight to Beanie Man. And she was talking to Beanie Man. She says, can I get close and get a photo with him? So what we decided to do is secure the artists. And they all went one by one as much as he could do and took a photo. And this girl was really over the moon. Yeah, she's a local girl. And she was really, really impressed. That made her day. But Beanie Man had a song called Battery Dolly. Trust me. He didn't need to sing that. As soon as he started, all them little kids knew every word. Knew every word.
Wow. I've got to be honest though. That to me is such a very interesting situation there, because I don't think, I mean, I'm just talking to the two of you on the table. I don't think in a long while I've heard like big artists will attack do anything for like that kind of age.
Yes.
It's normally like big man thing I go on, you get me? And yet the youths them probably, like you said, they know the songs just as well as we do.
All the little street
That's a good
kids, they
move.
were all there.
Yeah,
That's a really
I
good
never
move.
really hear them.
I've not, nah.
And they felt really proud.
Them
We
was.
gave them the chance to take a photo, and Bean was all
Yeah,
for
man.
it.
Can imagine.
Yeah, and the kids were really pleased. They
Yeah.
all went home feeling
Was that
happy.
no adults?
No adults. Here's the leaflets.
So the parents then just drop them off and...
The kids make their own way.
Wow.
Or the
Wow.
parents drop
Wow.
them off.
Safe
There
times
it
though,
is.
safe times
Under
though.
18s
It
children,
does say
bashment party, no adults.
In fact, we'll just put
3
that up.
o'clock
Just
till
put that up for
7
the
p.m.
the right way up.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
3 o'clock till 7 p.m. and they really enjoy the
Nah,
show.
I'd like to just say, anybody listening to the show, if you were one of those young people that was at this event, just give us a holler, just send a message through. You get me? 'Cause that was really a good thing.
Yes.
And that
Really
was
good thing.
1999, March
Yes,
99.
yes. He had the tour to do with us. Which show was he doing now? Was it Aston Villa? No, Aston Villa was 93 when Sting FM just started.
Brilliant, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you two ever done a promotion together?
Lloyd helped us.
Not jointly, but I
Not
helped
jointly, yeah.
in our endeavors. What was it?
I went to him one day and I said, Lloyd, could we book the venue to do Rockers and Up Front? And he said, yes. Tickets were printed. Dean sorted everything else after that. And the show sold out. Lloyd is ringing me, have you got any more tickets? He said, only what's at the outlets. And that night, we should have had 500 people.
Yeah.
1,500 people turned up, so Lloyd had to open up the Warwick
The
room,
Warwick room,
and
yeah.
let people go in on the landing, so we didn't actually overcrowd.
Mad.
And everywhere, we virtually had control of Rockers and Up Front, to be quite
Yeah,
honest.
man.
When we put a show, the crowds was there. When they play out, they announce the show, so it takes that pressure
Brilliant.
off you. Then we
Brilliant.
did the Powerhouse in Birmingham City Centre. That was a roadblock with stereo classics.
You name me some places though,
and Rockers
back
and
in the
Up
day there.
Front.
Powerhouse. Yeah.
Maximilian.
We
We
look at
had
that. Yeah.
Integrity. That was a roadblock.
Wow.
Faces nightclub. It was actually boxing night. We had Aswad, Tipper Irie, and Sandra Cuss. And there was
Crazy.
about 2,000 people
Crazy.
locked outside waiting for us to get there.
Like I said, I know you was on your ticket though. Trust me. I know you
Then there
on
was
your ticket.
Baker's nightclub. He was friendly with the guy at Faces, Baker's Maximilian.
Yeah.
Then there was another nightclub. Then Grand Hotel I dealt with myself on a New Year's Eve. He was on a course, booked it, dealt with everything. And he said, how did you manage to get in there? I said, the postcode done it.
Postcode.
Was sold out.
Yeah, mad.
Completely sold out.
Mad. But fair play to you, man. Fair play.
Not cutting your Shorty, but I have a question for Mr. Blake because as a youth, we associated Mr. Blake with Hummingbird and them thing there.
That's right, that's right.
Was there a previous thing? Because in the back of my mind, I'm sure you had something to do with Winston Green them time there as well.
Yeah, I think you spoke to
That's
you.
right. Yeah, we did.
Yes, when we come to the book, we come to the book. But I wrote my book as a life story rather than just the Hummingbird story.
Yes, yes.
Because many persons think Lloyd Blake Hummingbird.
That's right.
But
That's
they
why I
have
asked
to
that
know
question. Yeah.
where the tree roots
Begin.
comes
That's
from
right.
the branch.
Right.
When I came here and I said earlier that I got involved with Mount Pleasant Center,
Yes.
I'm a social thinker with economics beside it. And I never take, you can't do. I always try to take, how can you do?
How can?
Yeah, I like that.
And so after Mount Pleasant Center, yes, I went up to Winston Green Center.
Okay.
And I looked at what Winston Green Center was doing. And I realized that it was a central little venue for all the youth sound around the area, plus giving people advice about employment and so forth.
Sure,
and so forth
sure.
there. So yes, I was central at Winston Green Community Center. I was a central person behind the scene, doing what I could in the music world for all the youth sounds. Yes? They saw Mr. Clark and Manley and George Adamson, but I was the center pin.
Wow.
And I sat in Winson Green Community Center with what I came from Jamaica in my mind about venue, researched and got wind that the old Top Rank was up for lease and created the Hummingbird from Winson Green Center.
Yeah, we're going to come to that.
Right.
Yeah, we're going to come to that, definitely.
When you come to that,
we want to go a bit deeper into that,
so
definitely.
yes, I was in Winson Green Center
100%.
behind the scenes.
Yeah, brilliant, man. So my question, generally now, is when you like owned your own club now, you get me? Because can I actually say, were you the first black man then to own a nightclub?
I didn't own a nightclub.
You didn't actually own it?
The Hummingbird wasn't a nightclub.
It wasn't. Talk to me, sir.
It was a venue.
A venue, that's right.
When people call the Hummingbird a nightclub, I forgive them.
Please correct me, yes.
Because I didn't realize the difference between what was happening at the Hummingbird as a venue.
As a venue, okay.
Rather than a nightclub.
Okay. Okay, I'll tell you what you do for me and for the listeners.
Yeah.
Break that down a little bit. In the shortest, easiest way. Nightclub and the venue. Just break that down.
What's the difference?
Saturday nights you go to a nightclub, most Saturday nights. Most weekends you go to a nightclub. Music, drinks, fun, go home. The Hummingbird, 7 days a week, whatever the events you want to have, you could have it there. We had weddings that took place in the Hummingbird.
Okay.
We had meetings in the Hummingbird. We had training sessions in the Hummingbird. And I hope people read the book. 70% of the business in the Hummingbird was rock shows.
Okay, now.
Right.
Okay. Rock shows now, you know.
Rock shows, 70% of the income from when it
rock
was
shows.
Rock
Can you just name me one of the rock bands that you had in there?
Nirvana.
My God.
James. Happy Monday.
Wow.
Whoa.
Wonder Stuff.
Can I part of the story? I'll be honest with you, Mr. Blake. That side of the story, we never know that. Guy was always thought that the Hummingbird was a reggae venue.
That is why I said,
you understand me?
What I should have done, forgive me for this, I should have done it. I should have gotten a book to you before tonight for you to have read it.
No problem, man. But I'm glad to get the personal direct anyway.
But
So
what I thought Birmingham would have by now gotten the book from Amazon, read it, and then realize the Hummingbird was sectionized. Rock, reggae, soul, funk. Dr. Dre played the Hummingbird.
Wow.
Easy, he played the Hummingbird.
That's what's put the number two
J.
stand.
Blyce played the Hummingbird. R. Kelly played the Hummingbird.
Wow, look at that.
Right? Jodeci played the Hummingbird. No reggae mention. The Hummingbird was a venue.
Yeah. I hear you now.
Right.
Thank you for that.
Yes, thank you for clarifying
Thank
that.
you for that. Yeah.
Indian
100.
weddings were at the Hummingbird.
Wow. Amazing, man.
Funeral was at the Hummingbird. Musical youth, bass guitarist. The service on the stage. Went to the funeral, went to the cemetery, came back, reception.
Right.
Because as a young boy in Jamaica, seeing that man Steve Neal bringing all those artists over in a theater,
Right.
it clicked in my head that what we needed was a multi-purpose venue if we could own it. Yes, if we could own a nightclub.
Brilliant.
Yes, if it's a nightclub, like people who own nightclub, like nightclub up Handsworth and so forth. Fine, nothing wrong with a nightclub.
No.
You need a nightclub as well.
Of course.
But you need a venue in an expansive way so that 7 days a week the venue could be used for different things.
Yeah.
And we did that.
That's multi-purpose as well, isn't it? Yeah.
Hence the word multi-purpose venue. We did that. We had indie, rock, pop, rave, reggae, soul, rock.
I love it.
And when the rock music started at the Hummingbird, yes, I was a target. Because what I sussed out, I love reading a lot and researching. What I researched and found out was white rock bands had pubs playing.
Right.
Nightclubs. And then when they got to 2,000, 3,000 capacity, come on, you go to the NEC. But in between that, 500, 1,000 space. There was no venue in Birmingham when I got the Hummingbird for that. And rock artists, as they grew, to attract 300, 400, 500. When they become big and attract 1,500, 1,000, 2,000,
Okay.
they wouldn't go to the NEC for 1,500. It would cost them too much.
Wow.
But they'll come to a venue below, hence the Hummingbird. Got into rock music.
Wow.
And the white man use it and use it well. There are stories, I might not have time to go through all of the stories, but at a certain point in time, there was about 70% of the income coming through rock music. John, I was there, can tell you.
Wow.
At one stage, we had 7 nights straight of rock shows.
Wow.
No workout.
You know,
7 nights.
You have to understand, Mr. Blake, when you're talking rock, because we know that, we know the industry, the rock crowd is it's like a football vibe. You get me? Because when they come out, it's a different.
The rock crowd.
Yeah. So if you're doing 7 nights like that.
I had 5 nights straight.
5 nights, sir.
And 2 nights, there were, some of them were rehearsing. 5 nights straight in a week of rock bands. Now, the logistics of 5 nights
that's some work.
is this. The workers come early in the morning, 7, 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, set up lights, set up whatever thing, set up the system.
Everything, yeah.
You got a concert. They've got to move out on 2, 3 o'clock in the night when the concert finishes at 10, 11 o'clock, and everybody gone home. They're in there moving out equipment. The other truck is coming 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning for the new equipment to come in. And that went on 5 nights. My staff,
continuous thing.
my poor staff, some of them had to sleep in the venue.
Okay, imagine.
Work on the bar and the cleaners.
Wow.
The poor cleaners slept in the venue, the old ladies them.
Wow.
And naturally I looked after them. Give them extra money, extra bonus. Buy some food for them, give them money to take home. But the Hummingbird, in terms of entertainment, was rock, reggae, soul, funk, jazz, rock music. The Hummingbird.
You can say, Mr. Blake, really and truly, you've opened my eyes, because like I said, I'm not being ignorant. I'm just saying that I always saw it as a reggae, because the only time we got it is when the reggae dance.
That's how we used to
Nothing is wrong with that.
No, that's what I'm saying, but
it's
a pleasure to know that
to learn about
you were so wide in your thinking that you didn't just stick to I'm just gonna have it as a reggae venue. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Because you could have done that, but you expanded it and opened the doors to so many different genres.
See, what happened was this.
Brilliant idea.
At some point in time, all of us, including me, hustled. People sure to raise their money.
Sure, sure.
But there's a time when it was necessary to do business. And in business, there's cost effectiveness. Some you win, some you lose. You keep a concert knowing you're not going to make any money.
Okay.
But that agent give you this concert, these artists, and promise to give you next year. So you take it now, knowing that you might lose money. But next year when the artists become big, you'll get it.
Sure.
So in terms of business, I was always trying to find a venue, and the Hummingbird became that.
Yeah, well.
And if nothing else, if nothing else in my life, I didn't write the book to make money, although you want to sell it. I wrote the book, alive, wrote the book.
Tell your story.
So
to tell your story.
To tell your life
That's
story.
right.
So that people can understand. So in the book, all we talk about rock shows.
Just for the viewers, we don't ask you to bring the book, so I get my book signed. So don't watch it, because I definitely need to read that book. Yeah,
the Hummingbird was something different.
Nah, man,
okay.
Come on, talk about that, we want to talk about some of the dance, and some of
but
the vibe.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
As a female, them time in the promotion business and thing.
Number 1 female.
Right?
Top.
Yeah, but I'm saying in a male-orientated
Done it
space.
for more than 25 years.
Yeah. How did you navigate that?
It was mainly down to Dean.
Right.
Yeah. He had the contact with majority of the venue.
Okay.
Yeah. But as well as doing Manchester, Leicester, New Ocean Club in Cardiff, we went to Bristol. We never had a problem because we worked closely with the community there.
Okay.
Like, for argument's sake, a lot of the people we work with, I've said some already, Matches, Stammer.
Yeah, we know Stammer.
Simon. Rockers and up front, Saxon Studio, we took him to Muhammad Ali Center. And I remember James Hunt said, if it's empty, you ain't coming back in here. And I crack him a smile. I said, it won't be empty. And it was rammed with 2,000 people. And then we did a fashion show in there. And I got the girls together. They made the clothes. We did rehearsal. We got the stage people to set up the stage. And I actually did the compare. I was very young then. Right? And it was jam-packed with people. We really did not expect that.
Crazy.
But you do get, because sometimes they know I booked the venue, you do get that little element from the men.
And that I say, because
Well, that's the question. That's the question.
When I like was when we, cause you know we are roll hard them time I road, and when we senior, you're gonna say you know them time the Rasta culture and the roots and thing are going
That's
hard.
why I ask that question.
So when we see you know prim and proper lipstick and high heels and may I say this
She was
you get me?
protected. She was protected.
Exactly. But what I have to say, and I will always say this, you brought a professionalness to the business. I gotta say that 100%. And I'll give you flowers live and direct. You get me? Because we watched you. We one suit, my brethren. God bless, rest in peace, Eric man. And we saw. Cause them time, correct me if I'm wrong. We never have no mobile phone them time there.
No.
Thank you. So it's living hands on. And you had 3,000, 2,000 people them time in a venue, and there's no mobile, no internet.
That's right. No social media.
No social media.
So I'll tell you what another promoter said to me. When she does Saxon, double the money on her. Let her feel. I won't even say.
Don't you say?
I can't say it.
There's some shoot people.
And they surprised. James was lit up.
I can imagine.
It was jam-packed with Saxon studio. Big up Dennis Rowe. It was nice.
And
working
Saxon
with
dance
Saxon.
them up here, so did always run. Always run. Always.
So that's how Saxon all day.
Cutty Ranks from Bristol.
Is that from Qualitech Sound?
From some Qualitech
Big up
Sound.
yourself. Big up yourself.
The Racket from Nottingham. We actually put Budgie Bant and Valerie helped to promote that side. Little D and the other fella passed away. It was at the ballroom, the 27th of December.
Ballroom,
Yeah,
97.
and we have, wherever we go, we've got our own people.
Yeah.
They know the artist.
So you built
is
a
going
network
to turn
really
up,
then. Yeah.
And 1998 was the last show we did with Dennis Brown. He died the following year. Dennis and Sanchez. When we went into the Q Club, the Warbrush crew come to every show.
Just for those that don't, okay, now some local youngers I listen still. Q Club, where was Q Club?
Birmingham City Centre.
Yeah, but that's what I said. You know that, but I said just for the people that move. Because there's a Q Club.
Corporation Street.
Yes.
It was
right
the
in the
first.
Courts in it.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
So when I actually got there, I said to the guy, I need 6 o'clock license. He says, he signed 6 o'clock. 3 weeks after he's calling me, because I very much kept Dean out the background.
Sure.
They can relate better to a female.
Well, that's what I said. That's why.
So when
I'm
I
glad you
went,
said that.
he's saying to me, I've got to change your time to 2 o'clock. I said, well, I have a contract here and you've had your money. So if you're going to go down that route, I'll have to sue you. So he changed his tune then. When Sanchez and Dennis Brown, it was a Jamaican independence, 6th of August, 1998. When they went on stage, I got to take my hat off. Sanchez was excellent. We had to bring him back down
Bad singer, man.
to sing. When D Brown came and I went backstage to actually see him and talk to him, when he came on, he didn't even realize the mic was turned off. He was singing with no mic. And then people just got fed up and walked out. But saying that, Mooney and his crew, the venue only had 39 bottles of Moet, and they went over to the counter and asked for more than what he had. They bought the 39 bottles. They were just wetting the floor and giving it away to the ladies. But that show was well around. And the owner of the club came and said, Sanchez got a beautiful voice.
Yeah, she does. He does.
And the crowd wanted him back on. At that time, he just had a 6-week-old baby. And when he did Dome 2, I went there and I went backstage. That was not my show. I went backstage and I said, do you remember me? He said, yes, we worked together before. I said, where's the little girl that your wife had? And he said, there she's a big woman now. He's a wonderful person to work
Yeah, man,
with.
you're Sanchez, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in terms of navigating the male society,
Well, she
kind of
dominated
thing,
it look like.
we know that, but
Well, I think
you didn't, like you said, you had people
was
like Mr.
never-
Blake
I
say you
was-
had people protecting
I was
you. and-
never afraid of them because they all know Dean on the street, yeah, and they know Rose and Dean,
True,
Rose
true,
and Dean.
true, true, true,
yeah?
true.
We have some people on the line that say, what do you say? Classy lady. And then somebody might call you.
I've
classy
always
lady.
been like that from I
as
was
I
young.
said, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? As we said, what stood out for us was
Yeah.
that you did come with that lady, like, you know, business like.
Yes.
I am.
Well, you are that way, but that's what I'm saying. But I'm not saying when we
As
were out
you
on
them
road, as
time,
you,
yeah, you don't.
you never see really people of that kind of structure then. You get me?
Well,
in that kind of world, because you know, it's a
I'll
rough
tell you
world,
why.
the dancehall
My
thing.
granddad is Jamaican Indian.
Okay.
Fully. My dad is half Jamaican Indian.
Okay.
My granddad had the first business in the area where he came from.
Oh, so you say he's a businessman?
I
man.
think so.
I know so.
I think
Yeah,
so.
you don't think it, I definitely agree.
But
And
you
then-
see, the thing is, we never had an issue. When they had one of our leaflets with Bergman Goldstein, they know we're delivering the artists. Yeah.
Right. That's true.
We
There
had-
was no whip and run thing. It
We
was
had
proper
an
business. I know.
incident with Berris when we put him at White Pearl.
Okay.
There was 8,000 people in queues of 8 going down to the coach station. I couldn't see that. I didn't know that. That's what the public told me.
Wow.
The show never went on because there was a problem with the PA system. But we managed to rectify things and dealt with the show the following Friday. The venue did not have a license.
Okay.
But there was this officer that working at the station at the time.
What?
And when Dean went to get the form signed, he said, "You never guess who it was."
Wow.
He lived across the road from us when he was a child.
Look at that.
Wow.
Yeah, we bought our house before the mum and dad bought theirs. And
okay.
he was shocked to see him there. He was in charge of that unit. Says, "Come on here, Dean. Give it me and I'll sign it." Otherwise, we had to pay for the clothes to be dry cleaned, pay for the hotel, and they stayed in a very expensive hotel.
We're going to come to that. We're going to come to that because as promoters, you know, the three of you have promoted in your lives. What I wanted to kind of like help to explain to the people who are coming promoters or thinking of being promoters, what would you, if you had the opportunity to advise a promoter then, what advice would you give? And I mean all three of you that is.
Go for the artist that's at the top. We never worked with anyone below because you know you're going to lose money.
Okay, so that's a
So
good
it was
choice.
always about the numbers.
All the artists we've worked with, they're
Well,
mega.
top artists.
Top artists.
Okay.
I would
Capleton,
Sorry, go on, carry on.
Capleton, Luciana, 3 times with Morgan Heritage. We had them 2 weeks after Berry's tumble on us.
Say no more.
And they asked us about, how did we know about insurance? Let me come. Dean was a financial consultant, but that wasn't where it came from. We weren't thinking that way. Mr. Palmer from Jetstar Records
Boss, yeah.
rang
Yeah, man.
and said, "Rosie, you and Dean need to get the show insured." So he knew where to turn.
Right.
He found up. Internet wasn't available
That's
then.
what I'm saying.
They faxed us the documents.
Fax it all.
He filled in the documents, but the Thursday I had off work, and I said, I always take the day off before an event. I said, "Did you fax the form?" "Oh God, I've forgotten to do it." I said, "You need to go in and do it now and pay by your credit card."
Come on.
We were insured. It tumbled down, didn't it?
So you get you covered.
What I must let other people know who may want to be in the same profession, you've got to be a licensed promoter.
Right.
The insurance company wants to see your license
Come on now.
documents. They want to see that you've been paying tax.
Come on now.
And it took them 10 months to deal with everything.
Wow.
So there was no issue because all those documents were sent in the
place.
post to them.
Okay.
So they know you weren't hustling.
Right.
Because you can't claim insurance if you're not a licensed promoter
There you go.
and paying your tax.
See? So that's
Shortie?
something there.
I'd personally say, like, in this day and age that we live in now, is like, if someone was to ask me, I'll turn around and say, well, number one, if you're going to put an event on, make it make sense.
Right.
Don't just put something on and feel like you're going to win.
Right.
You can't just think to yourself, well, all right, then, I'm going to put this event on, and then I'm just gonna win straight away because it's not like that. Because sometimes you can lose.
Yes. You do. It's
You
a
know what I mean?
gamble.
It's a gamble. So you've got to know in your head, okay, then what I'm gonna do now, like you're gonna have to structure it properly, like sit down on the table, whoever your business partner is or whatever, and say, okay, then can we do this or can we do that? My personal
Good
point on it,
advice.
to be fair.
Because I've seen a lot of shows, especially now in the 20s, that people have put on, and they've not been successful.
Yeah.
You get me? For
Yeah.
whatever
Gotta make it
reasons.
make sense.
Yeah,
That's just me. You
exactly.
have to
So
make it
I
make
hear what you're saying.
sense.
So Lloyd.
You have to plan and observe and understand the command of the public. Usually it's the public who guide you.
Good point.
The one.
Good point. God, them afraid of money, innit? Yeah.
When an artist
Good
is
point.
doing well, the public tell you out there. But there are times when, if you're doing business on a long-term basis, you plan to show the best way you can, but you know the risk factor is there. You don't see profit, but you hope you break even.
That's right.
But you still do it.
Yes.
Because you might have an offer from the agent for another time. But artists start, develop, get big, command. The public say we want to see them.
Right.
So you kind of know
Right.
when
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
how.
I like
and
that.
who. But if you're doing long-term business, there are times when you know you're taking a risk, but you hope that you're taking a risk because you're promised something
Something better.
from the agent.
Later on. I love that, Mr. Blake. You know
Wow,
what?
yeah.
That's some real sound advice there, really. Thank
Yes,
you so
yes,
much.
very,
And
very
we got
sound
some people
advice.
online. We got Ife, big up yourself, Ife. And, she's saying that, I mean, she says, manners and respect. She's loving the show. We got Pure Vibes. Him say what? Check in. So that's Pure Vibes. Avu. Dibi, Gaza. I'm loving the reminiscing. So some of them, I love the history, you get me? You know what I mean? Because that's what the show's about today, you know what I mean? Talking to people like yourselves, pioneers, that set what we know to be the foundation where people like Shortie Li, is building on. You understand me? So we're going to talk about that later anyway. Then you got Stephen Miller.
Yeah.
He says, so Lloyd, me and my
We're having book.
would like it signed. When I get mine signed, so don't go on. Anyway. But anyway, then you got, like I said, Paul Rubin. He said, yeah, classy lady. Mikey Culture. It has Eternal Youth. Him say, yeah, big up yourself, Lloyd Blake, and guests. So, you know what I mean? And there's more, but we'll just continue.
Yeah. So, Mr. Blake, again, sorry. But during those days, was it a hard fight for promoters to get venues or other venues and things like that in those days? Because, during those times, we only use school hall.
School hall.
Obviously, promoters like yourself would use bigger venues. Was it hard? Was there obstacles for you guys getting venues them times?
Yes. The main obstacle was quiet form of racism. They tell you no and find out why they should rent you. So there was that. But there was a fear of violence. Because everywhere black people get together, there's going to be a fight. That fear was unreal, although things happen sometimes.
Yeah.
There was a time when there was Mayfair, Top Rank, and Tower Ballroom, big venues like those.
And the Rainbow.
The Rainbow. You couldn't get them apart from bank holidays.
Oh. All right.
Because Saturday nights was their club nights. Their bread and butter night, they call it. In the week, there wasn't much doing, like rock shows in those kind of venues. Bank holiday. Black people wanted black holidays, still want bank holidays, went out, still go out, mainly on bank holidays for what we call stage show and dance.
Yes.
Or concerts. And then when the venue like Top Rank, Rainbow, Mayfair, when they all realized that they were making money, could make money by us renting, by promoters renting the venues and bank holiday and the amount of drinks they could sell, it became easier to get those big venues.
I'm with you.
So whilst you guys were promoting in your sound system arena, we who were doing concerts,
That's right.
were out there looking for those venues. Then it didn't become so difficult to get them. It's just a professional discipline, as Rose mentioned. You have to show that you're a promoter with some legality behind you.
Yes.
Show the name of your promoting company. Tell them the name of a solicitor in case anything happened. When we got Studio City and I got Grand Hotel to put on Gregory Isaacs, I had to sit down for 2 evenings, 1 hour,
Okay.
with the manager of the Grand Hotel
Wow.
to convince him why.
Him should allow you to put on the dance?
And we weren't going to break up the place.
Jeez, wow.
And tell him the name of my solicitor, name of the bank and everything, and the structure, team, what team, how many securities were going over, and so forth and so forth. Because at one stage, the fire department said, you need, for every 3 square foot, you need 1 security. So you check the venue, the venue would say, we have a capacity of 250 or 300 or 400 or 500. Divide that by a square foot, a square meter, equal 1 security.
Wow. That's a bag of
So
money.
we had to go through all those, but we learned to be professional.
That's why I know that, yeah.
To be
100%.
like the white man, the white promoter.
Yes.
We learned that way.
Yes.
So whilst it looked like it was difficult, it wasn't difficult. It was discipline and professional to get those venues. And once you start getting them and you make your name, we went to Manchester, Sadaka in Sheffield, Beerkeller, Bristol, Sophia Gardens in Wales, yeah, La Palais in London. We were promoting around the country at those levels because we had come to be seen as professional people.
Okay.
Promoting.
Okay.
Right.
So it wasn't so difficult once you get through the barrier
The barriers
faces
of it, yeah.
and show your professionalism.
Fantastic answer. Thank you so much for that.
Yes.
Right. Having a good venue makes a difference. Having
yes.
the finance makes a difference.
Yeah, the difference, yeah.
Because in the early days, there was no radio station to help you.
True point.
Right, so if you do your production, have people handing out the leaflets, big street posters put out, that's halfway there. But make sure you have the artist money, because when you have to pay the 50% before they go on stage, they ain't leaving the hotel.
No.
They'll tell you plain. They ain't leaving the hotel.
They hear
Okay.
You would not get to work with them again
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they will say, well, that person don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So I have to big up Bagger John from London
man.
for years
Wow.
of working with you, Bagger. Yeah? Mikey Coos from London, working with you, and Valerie from Nottingham for giving us Tony Mataran, which was both very successful. Bass Odyssey did the last show
Wow.
when we did Tony Mataran. He passed away when he went back home. Yeah, but he was ill, so we're just
Squingy.
wondering, is he going to make it before the show? But he did, and that was a wicked, wicked show. We've still got it on video. It was really, really good. Yeah.
Imagine.
But you see, when we do Bounty Killer, we've got the Sea View guys coming in. It's our artists from back home. I went, oh my God, here we go now. So I said, so what you saying? It was better to let 12 of them in instead of arguing, because they all knew who we were.
Yeah.
You with me? But they come to enjoy the show. So they wouldn't have performed and make any noise. They just want to see their artists, and that's it. But I truly enjoy working with all the Jamaican, Luciana, Buju Banton, Capleton, Morgan Heritage, Doris Aman, Sanchez, you know, Beanie Man. Oh, loads and loads and loads.
You have worked with some
and the
really
British
big
one
artists.
as well, Sandra Cross with Louisa Mark. I love her music. We actually did that in Leicester. Dennis Emmanuel Brown, who's no longer with us. You know, we've worked with a lot of them.
Yeah, well, we know that, man. That goes.
And
that
this
goes
was
without
the
saying. man.
all-nighter at Goldwyn's nightclub, which is off Newhall Street. Well, it is on Newhall Street. The guy there knows Dean very well. Then we went and did a fashion show in Luton. And for 9 years in a row, we've done Stone Love. And believe it or not, every boxing night
Yeah, I know
was
that
jam. Yeah? We got support 100% from the Jamaican. It's their sound.
Yeah.
and a lot of British people. And then
massive matching. That was
we get them down the motorway from
Show them
Manchester.
that one there.
Yeah, from Manchester, and they'll say, "So what you're saying? There's 25 of us come together. What you're saying?" I said, "Okay, you negotiate because you know they're gonna buy the bar, and the bar did belong to us. So at the end of the day, better keep them happy. You'll see them again, but we get them from east, south, and west." When it's Bergman Goldstein.
I love it, man.
Because we deliver the goods. Whatever's on our leaflets, we deliver the goods. We did Maxi Priest at Kaiser's nightclub with Smiley Culture, and that was roadblock.
Okay.
I don't doubt it.
Absolutely roadblock.
We're going to go into that in a little while, but we're going to take a 5-minute break, because after that, we're going to go into a bit of details with the
Well, I tell you the truth, it's when we come back after the break, I want to talk about the big clash.
Yes.
Because you don't know that's the modern thing now, you know. So, yeah. And then we're going to continue with
the big clash V Rocket and Stereo.
That's the one.
That's the one.
Stereo 5 and V Rocket are defend the UK.
Wow.
Anyway, we're not going to that right now. We have a break. Get a cup of tea quickly. 5 minutes. Boom, I'll be back.
You know Valerie loves her sound system.
Okay.
Get inside this book as well.
Yeah, that's the next thing. That's the next thing we're going to do.
Okay.
Now this is for all who love sound system culture worldwide. Subscribe to Sound News Extra as we present Sounds of the Round Table. Oh, you mean at the word general, you know? Hey yo, enough sound man, I go watch the show ya. Enough sound woman, I go stream the show ya. Enough DJ, I go like the show ya. Yo, it Sounds of the Round Table. What we say? You have some little dibby sound boy going around. Say them sound is the wickedest and the baddest and the best. But when me come and dance, me no see no sound system. So me have to ask them boy them, hey, what is? Oh, how them say them a sound and me no see no speaker. Them say them a sound man, me no see no amplifier. Them come a sound clash with us a laptop. I no sound man, a DVD, hear that? My law, this is the sound man law. This is the sound man law. Yaga yaga ya. This is the sound man law. Bad like Pablo Escobar. Say by far. This is the sound man law. This is the sound man law. Yaga yaga ya. This is the sound man law. Watch it live on Sound News Extra. Alright, first thing, no jump and sound round here. No jump and sound round here. We tell them disappear. No jump and sound round here. No jump and sound round here. Sound boy, hey. Feel your sound happy heavy. So till baseline vibrate me chest. Upset me belly then. Turn me 2 foot to jelly. Sounds of the round table. Yeah, we have that already. Hey, your middle range happy crystal clear. So that your doublet and vocal the crowd can hear. Oh, top section of it crisp like a black mamba snaking at the grass. Just a is we no miss by law. This is the sound man law. This is the sound man law. Yaga yaga ya. This is the sound man law.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Maxi Priest, and don't forget you're listening to Sound News Extra to the world. To the world. Someone said to the world. This is Maxi Priest. I just wanna be close to you. Yeah, Sound News Extra to the world. 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 To the world.
Sound News Extra to the world, you don't know. All over the world, Sound News Extra. Boom.
Yo, this is Vivian Jones taking a time out scene for big up Sound News Extra to the world. You want me to say no, man? Seeing Sound News Extra to the world. Truly, you know me love ya, truly. And really, you know me love ya, truly. From the day me say me check for you. One of the best thing me ever do. Sound News Extra, man. Big up yourself. Worldwide. To the world.
Johnny can't say that. Sound News Extra to the world. Say me I say.
You me I say now, boom, source up with Madam Me. So me I say, I don't know where I represent Sound News Extra. That's Sound News Extra. So me I say, so people just log in to that site there. So me I say, Madam Me, boom, big up the whole world. Canada with it right now, but big up the whole world. And I want to see it, man.
Fire blaze, lightning, I win a set. Sound News Extra to the world. Lava splash.
Yo, you know it's Ninja Crown, you know it's got the whole Ninja Crown in the world scene. Big up Sound News Extra. Big them up, but they are kind of right now, but you don't know. Sound News Extra to the world, globally, everything, large, check them out, mad.
Yeah, this is Toy Getter, the one and only artist that we're gonna bring it to you. But right now, the focus is on Sound News Extra. We are bringing it to the world, and that was set.
Welcome back.
Go.
Welcome back to the second half of Sounds of the Roundtables, where we're talking to promoters. Right now, we're going to go straight into the big war. Shortie Li, your promotion last year, without a doubt, the dance you put on was the biggest dance of the year for me.
100. We appreciate that.
It was the biggest dance.
100.
You know what I mean? The response and the crowd and
mad.
Everything about it.
Mad, you know what I mean? Because when we are talking about like clash, when your team put on that dance there, it was like we had already heard about Jakes.
Yeah.
You understand? We know some of the real hooligan them time there. I tear down the place. And Love Injection was the UK defending sound and had been for years anyway.
Yeah, which is right.
You understand me?
Yeah.
So that chemistry, you know, was perfect because, you know, that the news was out, people were excited, we were excited, and people, as you know, flew from all over the country, the world, to come to this event. So when the event actually arrived now and the day came, it was, to be honest with you, it was beyond my imagination. Cause hearing about a man, but seeing this man, you know, Jakes, you know, when you see this man in full glory, full swing, you know, and he had the crowd, he had them hypnotically under his spell, man. He had them going, and the clash was just one of them kind of clashes that has to be said. And for them that are listening, if you were there, just send a comment, you know what I mean, encourage the promoter, because that clash that what happened here in Birmingham, Institute in Birmingham, was, I have to say, the most talked about clash. When we go up online, you know, Rose and Blake, you know, all Antigua and all the one world, they're talking about this clash. You got New York, I talk about it. You got this. It was a worldwide conversation. This clash, you know. So I have to take my hat off to you, Shortie, and your team. You know what I mean? It was an amazing event. You know what I mean? Absolutely. So what we want go then, just a little touch. What was it like behind the scenes? Because that was a massive event.
All right, I'm gonna be quite honest with you. It wasn't easy.
Right.
It definitely wasn't
I
easy
agree.
because
I agree.
certain things, what happened behind the scene, where we was kind of pressured and certain things, and like if certain things don't happen, and we had to we just had to make sure this clash goes on.
Yeah,
because
lots going on.
A lot's going on.
Come on.
Everybody wants to see Soul Supreme versus Love Injection. Bear in mind that Love Injection already clashed Soul Supreme in New York already. That's where they had the better of them in New York. So obviously between the promotion team, which is Jawil and Noogles and myself, we've turned around and said, okay then, let's put Soul Supreme, bring them over to England to clash Love Injection, the part two, because it's only right.
Yeah, man. You win the home base,
so
come away. That's right.
Coach Winston said, okay, it will take the clash on. So, but as I said once again, it wasn't easy. Yeah. There was a lot of like pressure that we had to deal with, and obviously with visas and whatnot and make sure everything's run right. But at the end of the day, we got there.
Yeah, man.
So that was it was a gift that we actually got there, to be fair.
And the
We
venue
made
where you got it in as well.
Yeah.
Come on.
So like, once again, the promotion had to be like up there, to be honest.
Yo,
we had
the
to
man
do a
did
lot of
that
work.
all over England,
Yeah,
you
we
know.
had to do a lot of work.
When I was all over England, I
We had to
watching
do a
it
lot of
follow
work.
and really,
We had
really
people
on to
from
work hard for that.
Portugal, even people from Japan came in as well. It was a big
It was, man. I mean, I fully
I
enjoyed
think
that
next
answer.
time round, you'll get more than the numbers you're looking for because your promotion logo is what's going to sell it.
Yeah, which is right. I
And
agree
you go
with
on
you
the
with that.
internet, internationally, you may never know. I'm not saying your Vibes Cartel, of course.
So, Shorty,
Yeah, I love that.
how did you get the War is War together? That one there.
What, the V-Rocky?
Yeah,
and
man.
Stereo 5?
Yes.
Well, I want to find out how you get Valerie from V-Rocket for even in this clasher. Because she's not somebody that I know is easy to get to clash.
She loves music.
Yeah, but clash me attack. You know.
All right, so a lot of people have asked us,
Okay.
how we managed to get V-Rocky
Yes.
to clash, because V-Rocky hasn't clashed for
Come on
A
now.
while now.
now.
Yes, yes.
Now, to be fair, when we've sat down and we've sat down together, me, Jawil and Nugels, we've said, okay, the next clash, we had to look at everybody, all the sound systems,
Yes.
basically. As I said, you got to make it make sense.
Love the insight.
You have to
Love
make
the
it make
insight.
sense. You can't
Yeah,
just
man.
think to yourself,
Love the
well,
insight.
I'm going to put on this clash and think it's going to work.
As
the big
Mr.
man
Blake
says.
said, yeah.
So,
That's right.
okay, so we said, all right then, who can we put? So we all said, you know what, it has to be V-Rocket next in line. Either Saxon or V-Rocket.
Rocket. Yeah.
It has to be.
True talk. True
So we
talk.
said, okay, because we, as the promotion as JNS, we started on a big scale.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that.
We started on a big scale,
Yeah,
innit? So
yeah.
with the Soul Supreme and
Real
Love
talk.
Injection, so it's only right we try and maintain
That's
that
right.
scale.
That's right.
So we said, all right, V-Rocket. So between the three of us now, we said, who's going to call Valerie? So between the three of us, we said, who's going to call Valerie? So Noodle says, well, obviously, you've got a good relationship with Valerie from when I used to play for Immortal back in the day.
Back in the day.
So
Okay.
I said, okay. So Jawil said, yeah, you call Valerie. So I said, all right, no problem. So I called Mummy Vina. I said, Mums, how would you feel about coming back into the arena? Are you up for it?
The boxing ring. Come on now.
She said, so who you have in mind? So I said, okay, Earth Ruler at first. She was like, okay. So then obviously I went back to the lads. I said, she says, okay.
Wow.
So Noodle says, for real? Wow. Jawil said, for real?
Just like that.
So I said, yeah. She says, okay.
Yo.
So then obviously, but because the Earth Ruler thing didn't take place,
Right.
we had to kind of find another sound.
Alternative.
So this is
yeah,
where Stereo 5 come involved.
Ah, yeah.
You get me? Speedy. So like, then I've gone back to her and I said, okay, how about Stereo 5? She said, Speedy if you go sit down. That was her exact words. That was her exact words. She said, Speedy if you go sit down. So I said, are you up for it? She said, yes. Now, me knowing Valerie from back in the days,
Yeah.
Valerie's a clever woman.
Come on, technical.
Clever. She's not going to take this clash.
Come on.
If she knows that she's not match ready.
That's right.
No,
that's what we say. The Jamai said that.
Bear in mind
people
this,
said the same thing.
she's done all the UK Cup clashes.
Yes.
And she hasn't put her sound in there.
Yeah.
Where she's booked all the sounds
True.
to come over. But she's never put her sound
That's
in
true.
there. So for her to take this clash, she must know what
She ready, man.
I said the same.
I'm ready, man.
No, she has
She must know what she's doing.
I'm ready, man.
She's
You
not
know,
just
yeah.
going to take on this clash if she's not match
Yeah,
ready.
that's what we said, innit?
Very, very clever.
She's
Very
got years
clever.
of
Yeah,
experience.
She's the godmother
of
one of
music.
my grandsons.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So
And to be
I've
fair,
heard her, watch her. She's very clever, very smart, very intelligent. So, as you say, there's got to be a good.
There's a reason behind it.
there has to be a reason behind it.
She knows she has to get some special dub and things like that. So
By the way,
And to be fair, she's kind of inspired me from back then in the whole
Right.
promotional thing.
Go on.
And I always have to big her up for that
Yeah,
because
man,
she's
yeah,
always
man.
said to me, you know what,
True.
I like what you're doing, Shorty.
True.
Keep it up. And obviously, she's kind of handed over the baton to us lot now. So you know
Yes,
what?
The
yeah,
younger
man.
generation.
You've
Yes,
got-
man.
She can see that the JNS promotion.
Yeah, man, you're passionate with it, man.
that obviously, she can
No,
see
no,
what we're
okay.
doing, and she's had her back throughout the whole through.
You can't work hard too, you know.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah, she does.
bring that to yourself and make sure
She
you know
does,
that
yeah.
you know they work hard. All out, no rude boy.
Yeah. We give it.
Yeah,
give
man.
it definitely the flowers for that because,
Yeah, man.
as we said, being from that sound world, and you know, like we said, we've all shared the same space really. And then when I seen you put that show on last year, you know, I know that ain't no easy thing. But the way it went off, the professional, I mean, it was not a hitch. It just, you know, whether there was behind the scenes, but from the public point of view, it went like a dream, bro. You get me?
Once again, you can't make the public see the stress of what you're going
Word up,
through.
brother. Real
You've just got to stay focused.
That's right.
You've got a journey, so you've just got to stay focused and make sure that your promotions run right.
Come on.
There's no trouble.
Come on.
And you just got to keep it professional.
Yeah.
Would you not use the police as security?
Yes, we would.
We use them
We
for
would
John
to-
Holt.
We would, to be fair, but because like we didn't need to go that extreme.
You're getting people from all walks.
Because we didn't need to go to that extreme to say, okay, we'll use the police as security because we had it at
You
O2
can mix
Institute.
you can mix the security, police, and normal people.
Okay. Okay.
This advice.
Well, I think with the venue you had though, their security
O2
were like
Institute,
police
yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Them the serious.
Well, you'll be
that was
getting
good.
a lot from all walks.
Yeah.
So you just got to double up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Shorty, you said you got V-Rocket, you talked to Valerie thing. Where Stereo 5, when you
Oh,
speak
no,
to
yeah,
him, what
oh,
he
no,
said,
get to you,
after
no.
Valerie said, tell him to go sit down.
All right. So
They can see it.
Can you see that? That's in view, isn't it?
Yeah, it's in view.
Yeah? Okay, thank
So
you.
when we approached Stereo 5 with the phone call, obviously, he was like, yeah, man, me ready. Ready long time. Because obviously they're both foundation sound.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
They both got a catalogue of songs.
Of songs, yeah.
From down there
To now.
To now. So, yeah. So Speedy
Go-
from Stereo 5. He was
Because when you say that, you know, like foundation sounds, we have to understand, you know, V-Rocket was a killer sound, you know.
Yeah,
Back in the
yeah.
days.
Yeah, man.
Right.
What do you
And
mean?
love sound that very, okay.
Yeah.
Cause me remember, me always talking, you know, me remember when Saxon was in his heydays, you know, and she go to Jamaica and come back.
With the jammies.
And when she drew that tune there, man,
The cockatoo.
the cockatee.
So
Go home to
what?
your mama. Jesus.
First time we hear it. First.
Yo.
First.
Let's turn over in G. Saxon.
First sound
She
me
came with the
hear
new.
that.
She
Yeah.
came with the new
V-Rocket.
digital. That time
Yeah, man.
we were moving from like the real sound, authentic sound. It was going digital, and she came back with a bag of this digital dub them from jammings.
Okay.
Jesus, man. Saxon could manage her. I tell you, Saxon got it.
Was it
hard.
Nottingham, wasn't it? Was it
Nottingham?
Nottingham? I'm sure it was Nottingham. It wasn't London. It was Nottingham.
No, it wasn't London. It was either
Nottingham.
Leicester or
Nottingham.
Nottingham. But bro, what a dance, man. So throughout Earth, and then she clashed enough time with No Generation.
Yeah.
You get me? And that she was with Coxon. She was in her league. No, he fought it. And I heard her, I think year before last one, Hate Sweet with the my man them did come over from China. Is it China? What do you call them?
Mighty Crown.
Mighty Crown, leaving dance. And she brought her machine in there. Jeez, man, the machine was firing.
The sound is heavy.
Yeah, man, the song did a fire. I didn't even know she had a sound to that
no,
level. And
yeah.
and it was the full size of the hall, you know.
Yeah,
Eight Street, and you know,
Yeah,
Eight Street was
big
smart.
still.
Yeah.
So
the capacity
when
there.
I looked now and me say already, you know what I mean? Cause you know, everybody are talking. So when V-Rocket fitting at this? Because we not here and on a clash, you know me I say? And I said, well, this work now because we know the other man there is clash ready. Because them a clash are hardcore, way. But she's been just there, she been more promoting than clashing. So when me here say she take the clash now, Virgin, I say, yo. So the more we thought about it, is the more we realised, nah man, this woman here, she have something, man.
I believe she's got something up her sleeve.
Yes,
Yeah.
man.
At
Me
the
believe
same
it too.
time, It's
And from-
Valerie in it, so
Yeah.
And
once
from a business point, I think, because she's very technical, she knows that there's a market, and I'm not knocking Injection, but since, we have to understand, Injection was the premier sound for the UK, him defend the UK against all of the fire and sound them. So when it came to the dance now with Soul Supreme, which you put on last year, it never worked out for him, as you know. You know what I mean? It was a bad defeat. And yeah, it never looked good for we from the UK. I even attack for him alone, for we as from the UK. So the Yankee them now fly back with the victory. You see me? So what my argument now, Valerie, because you know, this is what, you know what I mean, if she's listening. We are not just looking at this as a V-Rocket and Stereo 5, you know. We are looking upon this as a America, UK. You understand me? Yeah, man, we are talking about straight. Because when we are play sound, and we are play a London sound, it was Birmingham and London. Birmingham. You understand me? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's how we do it, innit? So if we need to know, and this is what I say though, I come from back here though, because I'm making you know that I believe not V-Rocket, I'm gonna make UK feel proud. I'm just telling you. I just have that feeling. And we need it because we get too much beating, bro. Territorial. From a UK perspective, you know. No, man. You have to talk the thing, man. If you agree with me, somebody come give me some signal for the thing. Yeah.
And even if you not agree with him, come with the signal too.
Siffa, you know, go down well. Get Cartel to do a dub.
But you know what? Saying that, right? You got to remember this, innit?
What I'm talking
the
about.
UK sounds, they're not clash. They're not active as the American sound.
Well,
they do it regular.
That's what American sounds do. The American sounds are very active.
And the thing is, America big, you know.
Yeah,
big.
Yeah.
Right? It big, and them have to travel still, and them still a clash same way.
They're very active, but then once again, you've got up and coming sounds what want to come out there and clash, like Pure Vibes.
No, them they go.
They went to New York.
And
they went
beat
to
two sounds.
business.
That's right.
He was there to witness
Big
that.
up Pure Vibes.
I mean, so they went out there
You know
and
what I
done the
mean?
business.
I was watching this video and I can't remember the sound, but they had Sean Paul and Berry singing. I don't know if you probably would have seen it. And the man them rocking in the club and all that. And then you see them going out. But it was a nice Sean Paul and Berry's record.
Okay.
Sean Paul, Berry's and Shaggy.
That's it. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, man. Well, as we know it's a tune-wise, Valerie. Yeah. She have it.
The box deep.
Yeah.
Box deep.
Me not doubt that part there. You get me, King? I know, say, when it comes to music, she definitely gonna be on par.
Yeah, of course.
You know that. Where me will as a an analyst then, I would look at. It's like a race, innit? So you have a man now, I go run a 400 meter, and then I train every day. So that's Stereo 5 now. And then you have a next man who go run the same race, but him not train. But him not the race, you know. So that's now V-Rocket. Because where the problem I think she's gonna have is not the music side, you know. It's the more how I deliver my music now. Because
but remember, you know, Shav, the youth them who are run. I play V-Rocket now.
Belly and Val.
So they no, but they will compensate that bit there.
You feel so?
Yes, man.
I
I must know the box and thing. And remember,
you know, I catch what me I say.
Yes, man.
I feel.
That's right.
I feel.
They've been practicing well.
That's what I come to know. Them have to be in training.
Wise, but they've been playing dances. Remember, there was an H with them. But Rico.
No, you know, that's what I'm saying, okay.
Rico, the younger generation is more forward than us.
Of course they are. I hear that, and I know them have a different energy too.
That's
but
right.
What I'm saying, you see, clash. That's what I'm trying.
Listen, man.
I'm being to a clash point. We're not talking just dancing. We're talking clash. In the clash world, there is a different mentality that you have to have. Even though you have the goods, you know, it's all you are going to deliver the goods.
Yeah, but Rico, me hear you, but they're of that generation. I feel them generation, so them ready for that, man.
All right, then
well, this is what I want to hear.
That's just like Love Injection. They had the goods.
They had the goods.
They've got the goods, but on
that
night
they never
didn't deliver.
Thank you, my brother.
The chemistry wasn't
real talk.
So who was the selector?
There was Tyrone, there was Yamafood, there was Squidly, and what's his name? Face.
Yeah.
Face.
Yeah, Face.
But because the chemistry wasn't there on the night.
Yeah, on the night it never.
You could see that from
from afar.
on the stage anyway. Compared to Soul Supreme.
Tight.
You get so you could see the experience.
Yeah.
Even though Love Injection is an experience.
Of course
yes.
But you could just see there was just no chemistry between
that particular
them.
night.
That's what me personally, I think that's what their downfall was.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Delivery. Yeah,
delivery, man.
But as we're saying, let's go back to that because as far as I'm concerned, if Valerie never feels that them youth did ready, she wouldn't have done it. Like Shortie said.
Yeah, it's true.
Them youth they ready, man. Let me tell you.
Well,
them youth they are ready.
Well, people, UK, you know here, Valerie
That's the difference.
team
For
for the
once we're different.
UK is ready. Is ready. You understand? No, I want to hear that.
Yes.
Because I'm telling
I
you,
believe that. That's
listen
what
to
I
me.
believe.
I do not want to hear the Yankee them gone back to New York on the plane.
I hear you.
With another victory. Because it don't look good for we.
I hear you.
You understand me, sis?
When I've heard sound, I think the American sound.
We're passionate to them. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to a UK, we defend UK. You understand? Bad sound in UK. We can't make the man come here.
No disrespect to stereotype. No disrespect to stereotype, but I just like music like Shortie. I just believe so Valerie just.
I'm not. That's what I'm saying.
Honestly.
I believe she's got it.
Everybody knows Valerie.
Exactly.
And you got to think to yourself.
No, man. You know she ain't coming unprepared.
Asked us, like, how did you manage that? And we've turned around and said, well.
A man just said, Stephen Miller says, he's saying they're not clash fit, juggling different is a different
I
thing.
hear that.
That's what they must say.
Yeah.
Don't talk.
All
Right? Then you have Iffy Watcher, she's saying, but what can I say? His London sounds have stepped up recently, like Southern Warfare and Audio Carnage, and that's the truth. They might make we look bad down here because where they're clashing, as you know,
London's active.
right? They're active. We got bad sounds down here, sis. Yeah, bad sound at Birmingham,
Why you
but
never put it
we're
on
not
there?
active.
Not yet.
Yeah, we're going.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point.
Yeah.
And then
Venues are not hard,
Noodles. I'm sure I saw Noodles in there. Yeah, Bobby Noodles said, love the conversation. We need more conversations like this. Real thing, Maji.
No, but you know what I mean? Like you said, Shortie, London active.
Yeah, they're active.
Well active. And
very.
the thing is, right, they're playing each other.
That's right.
All of them are playing each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So that gives
right
them
now,
this
up here, so.
Exercise, that's it.
You know, see.
So
Now,
then
can you imagine if we had a 4-sound Birmingham sound
is
clash
right.
up here? So dance ram, you know.
Of course it would be ram.
We
But
have
then
to
you got-
think of the overheads.
But then you got to think to yourself, why don't the Birmingham sounds want to clash?
Well, that's the golden
Well,
question.
that is the question.
That's the golden question.
And me
Right, tell us.
personally, again, I think it's just that no one don't want to take a beating.
No,
Yeah, but-
apart from Love Injection, who else is there?
Okay, so you've got Immortal,
Oh,
you've
yeah.
got Ecstasy,
Yeah.
you've got
You have Empire.
Empire, you've got Natural Affair,
Yes.
They're all new ones to me.
you got Modern,
More than, yeah.
Bad,
More
bad.
than,
So
Yeah.
you've got a few, you've
You
got
can always put that together.
yeah. So you've got a few sounds in it. So you know what I mean.
There's 4 bad sound could have gone in a Birmingham dance with a sell off, you know.
Yeah, because,
If
you
we
know,
could have get the,
you know,
If you can get
get the right 4 sound in there.
yeah, because Jama will know, right? In our time, right? We are play out every week. Sound a clash with sound every week. Although it wasn't clash as clash, but we played with each other every week. But it's a clash because two and a player and somebody have to come out victorious.
You guys
But
are very active in
now
younger
you got the
days.
bag of sounds them, but they're not active down here. But yet London, as you rightly said, they're
London's
active.
active.
So
London's very active.
you know what I mean? But I'm looking forward to the clash, man. I like.
Yeah, man.
Honestly.
Whoa.
The clash will go bad. The clash will go bad. I really do believe UK will take it. I tell you straight.
Oh.
No, I never said, hold on, you never, you say, I didn't say that they're not going to do it. I want them to do it.
Okay.
What I'm saying, that them have to make sure that them MC mans them are clash-minded, ready.
Me nah
That's what I'm
doubt
talking
them
about.
rude boy. Me nah doubt
Because
them.
when them Yankee come here and say, yo.
Me nah doubt them rude boy. I tell you, Valerie, accept the dance. She knows they're ready.
She probably
She know them ready.
Probably got a video.
You got to think though to yourself,
Yes,
and you got to look
come on.
deep. You got to look
Come on.
deep
Thank
into
you.
it.
Thank you, Shortie.
You got to look
You have
deep
to look
into it
deep
because
in it, yes.
she hasn't put her sound out there when she's been doing none of the clashes.
This is the thing.
So you got to think to yourself, why has she took this clash now?
You're gonna upgrade it?
So she's ready.
I'm telling you why she took it.
She's
Because
ready.
she see the market and she knows so when she take it off him head, she's going to be the new
she's
queen
ready.
on the block.
She's ready, man.
You understand me? And that I tell you, she's connected because there is an open space at the
of
moment.
course.
There's nobody else at the moment taking that space. So
Yeah, you're right.
if she take it
That's
off him
true,
head,
you know. That's
if she
true.
take it off him head, you know, which I'm hoping she does for the UK sake. But if she does do it, Yo, shall I get my flowers?
Then V-Rock's back on the map.
I think
Coming back.
That's right.
V-Rock's back
And
Right
you know
back
say
on the
you know
map.
say shall get all of the clash
But,
here.
alright then, but even regardless, if they don't win, V-Rocket will still be back on the map.
Yes.
Yeah.
True,
Yeah.
true. Cause they back out
Because
now.
they're back out,
been
yeah.
around for
And because
years.
they've been around for
That's
years.
true,
So
Todd.
the-
That's
regardless,
very
they're
true.
going to still be back
Still
on the
be
map.
on
Yeah,
the-
cause them name a ring right now.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? Yeah, that's a fact.
Lady V.
Yeah, man.
And she also did say to us as well, you know, there's many promoters what did ask her
To fair down
to
and
put
turn them
the
down,
clash
okay.
on, and she turned them down, and she
But
said
if they're not
she would give it to us.
experiencing it, it don't make sense. It's best to give it to someone who's got the knowledge.
That's another point. Good point.
Yeah, the
Good point.
experience is what you need.
I feel she trust the promoter them.
Yes.
You get me?
Yes. Yes.
That them know them I do.
Yes.
Yeah.
They may
I
not-
agree.
That goes a long. That
they
goes a
may
long
not-
way.
they
You
may
It does,
not-
of course it
they
goes a
may
long
not
way.
Perform
Of course it
on the night, and
Yeah.
then money loses.
Yeah.
What happens then?
Yeah. Come on, come knock your door. You don't know him for madam. Say boy, man, put on clash.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't know him for madam.
And it-
But you man's got a reputation. Like the clash you done, it speaks
That's
for
what
itself.
mainly speaks for itself.
yeah,
so
yeah.
it's how you deliver
Yeah.
as
That's
obviously
so
as a
I think a
promoter.
good deliverer too is getting the top 5 acts in Jamaica to do some good dub play, but you instruct what you want saying on it. You with me?
I understand.
Your sound name, where you're from.
So
And then they'll say, boy, the England sound good.
Yeah, well, Valerie, like I said, music, sis.
Valerie's
She have
been in the
Jamaica lock.
business
She have
from a
Jamaica lock
young
long time.
age, a
You get
very
me?
young
as,
age.
As you said as well, being a female, right? It has its advantages.
Yes.
Because you know we as men to men, you know, them say that there's a saying, you know, man to man is unjust, you know. But so when a man say a woman come for ask for help, him quick to take off him clothes and help her across the road. A man come ask him, no, with him. You see me? I say so. There are advantages. So being
But
Valerie
also
now,
disadvantages?
yo, hold on, no.
Oh.
But you see Valerie now,
Yeah,
me guarantee when she go studio and yo, she them a sing like a bird for her. I tell you. Remember me tell you that.
and it's the respect.
That clash I go work it.
Yeah, man.
That clash
Yeah,
I go
man.
work.
It's unusual to see
That
a
clash double
female
back.
so experienced in the music
Thank
industry.
you.
Yeah, well,
System.
It's a rare. It's a rare commodity.
Valerie's got
It is
her
a rare
records
commodity.
going back from she was younger.
True.
She knows what she's doing.
True.
Yeah,
I
man.
agree. 100. I am looking forward to it. You know, like.
Come and look for the next. The back and forth as well, you know. The back and forth.
Once this came out today, and obviously
Yeah. Fill us in.
V-Rocky, they've answered back
To
to
stereo.
Speedy when
Nah.
Speedy was telling like,
Can you give us a little
obviously-
synopsis? What have say? What have say?
If B-Rocket could win it, it would put them on a bigger stage.
Of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
100.
Yo, that lick them. That would lick them name worldwide.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
without
news.
a doubt.
She
you know.
might then retire and leave it to the younger generation.
So what was the synopsis?
So obviously now Val and Belly now they've responded back to Speed and they've turned around and said, well, I'll be a box. Speedy I go get. So that's out in the social media.
Yeah,
That's
man, I look
out.
that up.
We posted that at 5 o'clock, so that's circulated.
Yeah, that's gone.
Be a
live,
box.
yeah,
I'll
man.
be a box. Speedy I go get.
Do you get a lot of dub plate from Jamaica?
Now because I'm not in a sound.
He's
no
not in
more.
a sound. He's
Okay.
not in a sound no more.
promotion.
But the people who work on the show, do they get a lot?
Yeah. The sounds have to
The sounds,
obviously
yeah.
get the dub plates to deliver to obviously, so it's you know what I mean. So
Do you ever get any dub plates
Got a
from
question.
other sound system?
as a promoter,
America?
as a
Jamaica?
promoter, yeah.
Bottom. Got a question here from a lady called Manda Williams. She wants to know, who would JNS Dream Clash be with the fact that if you had the chance, so you
So
had
in
the
other
chance,
words, if you had a chance to pick a Mecca clash,
what would be the dream clash?
That's a good.
is that put you on the spot question that, you know, for real though, you know?
You know what?
Globes and
I'm laughing for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Bass Odyssey, definitely.
Yes.
Come on, no.
Yeah.
Bass
I
Odyssey,
worked with
definitely.
them and they are brilliant.
With Scringy.
Yes, they are brilliant.
R.I.P.
Bass Odyssey,
Scringy.
Okay.
Bass Odyssey, definitely, because that was
Alright.
my sound back in the day.
Okay.
So I would say Bass Odyssey and I say So Supreme. In the UK.
In the UK.
In
Mad
the UK.
dance. Mad
Bass
dance.
Odyssey is a wicked
Yeah, that
song.
would be a wow.
In the
Yeah.
UK.
Yeah, in the UK. Yeah, mad.
Yeah, that's a
Mad
mad,
one.
mad dance that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Mad
Yeah, man.
dance that.
So we get the money, we can come check you then and we put it down.
It's not as easy as that, you
No, I
know.
drove direction, you man. You know, I some money for that dance there. You see
You have
there.
to depend on your production
Which
to
is
get
right,
people
yes.
to know about what's going on.
Come on.
A lot of people put dances on and they're wondering how we are so successful. Posters, flyers,
Yeah, I see that.
grafters
I
on
see
the
that.
street. Even one man I can
The
tell
man
you.
them work hard, man.
Yeah, man.
When we did Berry Salmon, the man was paid money to take me down the motorway. And then he's saying to the end of the night, so what you saying, Dean? Can I get in for him? Say, will I just give you X amount of money?
For drive.
For drive.
Right.
Yeah? And you won't come in free. But he was only playing him up and pulling off his. He said, you go on in.
Wow.
He could have bought several tickets with what he got paid to take me down the
what I
motorway,
mean.
but still.
That's how it go. That's how it go.
Yeah.
That's how it go on. Yeah. But yeah, so Lloyd, we bring you in because as a man who's been around so long, obviously you know Valerie, as you said, quite well. And, you know, the clash is in, you know what I mean? Because obviously you know V-Rocket when them did them here days. So, you get me?
Yeah,
so,
right.
you know, how you feel? Just give me your personal opinion. You know what I mean? Come on, like your personal opinion about this dance.
I would go with the view that Valerie has got something up her sleeve. Otherwise she would
Yeah.
That's right.
and I think Valerie isn't afraid to fly in, fly out to get her dub made.
No, that's true.
An exclusive dub.
Sure.
So my own feeling is that Valerie's going to do it on the night.
But you know, you don't need to fly out. A lot of the artists will
You don't need to
say,
fly out no more.
Well, digital.
tell me what you
AI,
want to say.
AI is doing it, yes. So, but she's got something up her
I
sleeve.
didn't
Yes,
know they
man.
had that in
Because
music as well.
I always, when I check clashes from a distance these days, I always look for what gives one sound the edge over another. Is it the lyrics of the dub,
Good point. Good point.
right? The harmony in the dub, the various instruments in the dub. And so I always listen to the dub to say, which would I like more than the other, even if I don't defend one song against the other. And I find the Clash World to be very interesting because I wasn't in the Clash thing,
Right.
although I had sound system playing
Of
against
course,
each
we
other.
will, yeah.
But they don't play a dub long enough for my liking.
For your,
Yes.
You know, the modern way, the modern way.
that's a generational thing now.
That's
You know?
annoying because you go, are they playing for crowd response?
Which is mostly this case.
Yeah.
That's
So
right.
if one sound has got more support out there, 2 seconds, well, not so long, or 1 second of the dub and crowd response, and is that what the clash should be about? I want to hear a little more of the record.
Instead of like
Of the
5
song.
seconds of the
Of the
song.
Yes,
song,
a little
yeah.
bit
Only a
more
bit
of the
more.
song to hear what it is saying, to oppose what the other sound
Would
is
the
saying.
dub
in
play
their
be more
dub.
expensive if they have it longer?
Nah.
No, see, I'm about to tell you.
No,
Say, my man.
the thing is, you know, Rose. No, Rose.
I don't think so.
The record is the full length. But it's just that they don't play the full
They
length.
play.
That's what
Yeah.
Crowd response. Yeah, they done.
To me, I want to hear a little bit more.
I agree. That's where we're coming
I
from.
can compare.
Yeah, we're coming from that.
Because I remember Mr. Blake as well. You was a judge on certain dances in Birmingham. In fact,
He was on the one that.
most of the dance them.
Yeah.
And you was in the. I'm sure you was a judge for the youth sound them. What Siffa did win the cup. I'm sure you was one of the judges as well.
Reluctantly, I was drawn in on it. Because you see, because of my background in knowing about music, Sir Coxton, Prince Buster, and Tom, the great Sebastian, them in Jamaica, I learned from the best.
Of course.
And if you're going to ask me to judge 2 songs or 3 songs against each other,
That time it was 4
I'm
songs.
going to be listening for the song, what the song is saying, the lyrics in the song. I'm going to be listening for the instruments.
Okay.
I'm going to be checking the mixing.
Yeah.
How well are the instruments being mixed?
Yeah.
Drum patterns and chord productions.
Wow. Depth.
I might not be in sound system, but I understand
But
it.
if the lyrics is good
I've
as
been
well.
near them.
Yeah.
So I'm going to listen for the chord production in the song, the harmony. Yes? What the lyrics is saying to me. Yeah? Take dirty words out of lyrics.
I agree with that.
Therefore, if you take that out, and give me good lyrics, good music, good harmony, good mix.
Come on.
Yes? And then, whilst I'm listening to the record, I'm also listening to the mix of the bass, the mid-range, and the tops. Because some people like, as they put on the music, they don't even check the bass line, the bass beat in the music. They're onto their volume. Yeah? And take Matumbi. Matumbi opening with the bass with some music. If you turn up that volume, you're spoiling the music. Yeah? So I'm listening to the lyrics, the harmony in the song, the mixing, and I'm listening to what you're doing with your fingers on the knobs. Because Sir Coxton, as a little boy, I used to sit and watch him, and he said, keep your bass needle about 8, generally. Keep your mid-range just above it, and your tops just above the mid-range.
That's right.
And only touch them according to what is on the record.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Fine tune.
Though I've not been inside the sound system.
Go on, the technical.
I know the thing.
You know the thing. We can't tell you know the thing.
And so when I become a judge, I'm listening
for those things.
And I'm watching
brilliant
what that DJ is doing.
Yeah.
And if he's sensible, he'll know what to do. According to this record, there's more bass in it. Leave this bass. The bass is low in this one. I want you to hear it up there. And so, yeah, I'm judge 1 and 2 things.
So who actually judge these dances?
I was about to say, who's judging that one?
Listen to the crowd sound, or what?
We have hosties,
okay.
And then obviously the crowd will judge whoever the winner is. But we've had a format like we done last year where we've had no rules.
So don't you have someone on the panel, 4 people or so?
Nah, crowd response.
Just like a crowd response.
Crowd response.
Yeah. But last year we decided that we're gonna have no rules. So you know, like back in the day, where it's just no rules, it's just straight clash.
Yeah, go straight in there.
Just do what you're doing, and let the crowd decide. So there's no judging each round.
Right.
The crowd is listening for what they're listening to.
So you know, with this dancer, that have you got a judge that or comparing that's going to be monitoring the thing, or is it just strictly going to be the crowd? Or
that could be biased.
We're gonna do it like we done it
last year. No rules.
Say no more then.
Because we've set it how we structured it last year.
It did work. It did work anyway. It did work. Yeah.
As them say, if
it
then broke, don't fix
it. Yeah, that's right.
So we'll have a different host.
But same format.
But the same format what we
did
last year.
Somebody here said Pepper Best said the biggest clash dance would be Love Injection, V-Rocket, and Saxon.
But they're all British.
Which is right.
Yeah, as a British clash.
Okay then.
Can they be the 3 longest, I suppose, like, innit?
Is Saxon all together, or they split?
There is a Saxon.
Is Musled and Dennis Rowe still together with
Dennis Rowe and Musled still together, as far as I know. As far as I know.
Yeah, because Saxon, there has been a split, but there is a Saxon that is still active. V-Rocket, as we know, is active. Love Injection's in active. So yeah, it could be. It could be.
Could.
You know what I mean?
Could.
Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah.
And them 3 sounds is foundation sounds as well.
In fact, all of them was big in them the whole of their periods. Yeah.
But what about the younger sound them?
Nobody's
mentioned.
You know, them.
I think for the younger sounds.
Yeah, because it's your generation.
For the younger sounds, I think JNS we would probably go with Immortal,
all right,
Ecstasy, Modern, and we would probably either say Empire or Pure Vibes, or even Natural Affair.
Oh wow!
You could try that.
Wow! A big line up that,
But that lineup there is a big lineup.
That's a big lineup, man.
Yes.
We probably need
It's a
3
big
or
lineup,
4.
but probably 3 as
Three
said,
or
about
four.
3 or 4.
Yeah, because funny enough, there's a dance in New York on the 5th of April, and the title of the dance really caught my eye. It's called the Premier League. So when I say it caught my eye, because you know my Chelsea man, but we're not going to that right now. But anyway, as you know, in the football we have the Premier League teams. You know what I mean? So when I heard this dance called Premier League, and it was 2 sounds clashing in there, it's going to be on the 5th of April. A question came to me. This is my question. If I was to choose, say, for England's team then, for England squad, yeah? What sounds, you got the whole of England to pick from, yeah? 3 sounds that you would put then and say, if I was going to do a Premier League dance, these are the sounds I'm going to send out there then as my gladiators.
I would say V-Rocket, Love Injection, and Saxon.
That's what you'd say.
Foundation.
Say the word. Wait yourself, bro.
Premier League.
It's just an opinion. You know what I mean? You know, you've got the
When you're
money.
talking 3 songs from
Three
England.
sounds from England
be
that you're gonna use to as gladiators.
I'll answer the question.
That's controversial, you know. But
a good question that because
Premier
Premier League.
putting him on the spot.
I'll answer it. I don't mind. I will answer it.
We love that, Shorty. We love that.
I will
Well,
answer
it's
it.
true. It's opinion. It's opinion.
All
That's
right,
true.
because we've got to think of it as JNS. We have to think as business, and
Yeah.
because it has to, as I said, it has to make sense.
But the 3 sounds have got the foundation.
You know,
Yes, but at the same time, it
Yeah,
still
well,
has
yeah,
to
well,
make
yeah.
sense.
I wanna hear
So,
it, man.
as you just said, okay, you've said Saxon, Love Injection, and V-Rocket.
So that's your gladiators that you
That's your
send
gladiators.
to send out. Okay.
You send these sounds out there. Is that gonna make sense though, innit? Okay, that's
So
what
you
you
think
said.
they'll
Innit?
Cause what I'm saying, Shorty, we've got the whole of England to choose, and we look for 3 sounds. I'm just saying this is an opinion, yeah? 3 sounds that we're gonna call the Premier sounds that are gonna represent the UK. So we're going to Jamaica, go kill sound. We're going to New York, go kill sound with these 3 sounds. Yeah?
Wow.
If you had that ability to do that, which 3 sounds would you choose to defend us as the UK?
Saxon,
Squad,
Immortal,
Squad.
And then I would probably go. I'll probably go V-Rocket.
So why have you chosen the
Love that.
Immortal over Love
That is
Injection?
one reason.
Whoa!
So what you,
I would
Mr.
think
Blake?
Love Injection
What would you
is
say?
I don't know.
foundation.
I don't know much about
About sounds these days.
At this moment,
I don't follow them much, but from what I see every so often, I don't follow from a distance.
Sure.
Right? V-Rocket hasn't been playing for a while.
Right.
But if she comes to play now, I'm not going to leave her out.
All right, so that's one.
And she's a skillful player, right?
Okay.
I would have to defend Love Injection.
That's
And
what I
talk to
said.
him about whatever you saw was missing last time.
And then Saxon.
Yeah? Saxon seemed to be one that you can't leave out.
Yeah, you can't.
You'll bring all the
Can't
London
go on
crew
there,
down. All the London
Anyway,
crew.
who am I to talk about? So,
No, man, you're good, man. It's an opinion, you know. It's an opinion.
However, one sound I would mention,
Nine,
Number one, your
maybe
opinion.
and people might bite off my head for this, but
Okay.
a sound that I see that, you know, and it's none of the sounds them that mention. I'm talking about young sounds. Pure vibes, man.
Pure vibes, yeah.
Pure vibes. Them man,
So
are shot, you know.
what would be your 3? If you had the opportunity, that's, you know, I'm going to send
For
them
me,
out. I'll send them out to them.
I'm just saying, right?
Yeah, go
You know, disrespect nobody. Come, you know what? Come back.
It's
Come
not a
back.
disrespect.
It's my
No,
you
it's
know.
an
But
opinion.
I would have said if I was gonna pick 3 sound, I would have to
Opinion.
pick a young sound in there,
Come on.
Yeah, to get the
right?
young
And then it would be
generation.
V-Rocket and Saxon.
Which young sound you put in the door?
Pure vibes.
All right. Okay.
So isn't
So,
Immortal-
yeah, you want mine now, I
isn't
suppose, isn't it?
Immortal
Yes,
All
what
right, you
yours
want mine
is.
now. Okay.
So wouldn't you say
Willpower.
more powerful?
Immortal a bad sound.
I am
Me not-
putting.
me can't-
I would put willpower. From what I saw from them the other day,
Immortal, that's that.
willpower would have to go in
Yeah.
there.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would definitely put willpower in there. Fully, thank you. Fully equipped is another one with I choose.
We had enough youth. Yeah,
And
fully equipped a bad
I would
sound
put.
too.
I would put. Can't bore me anyway, but I go put injection in there.
But
You
you
get
only
me?
got 3 sounds though. So
That's the
who
3.
you saying?
So willpower,
Willpower, injection.
injection,
And
and
V-Rocket.
no, and what's
he
the
just
name?
said?
What me said? What you said to me? Let me go scientist.
No, man, you talk.
Fully equipped. Yeah.
Can
sorry,
I ask
that's
you a
it.
question?
Go on.
Why would you pick them three sounds then?
Because I've seen them in clash mode and I was very impressed. You know what I mean? That's the truth of the matter.
So from
you
one
know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Willpower.
Willpower was
Willpower did go on
impressed
bad
me,
with
man. Impressed me, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I'm not saying nothing from V-Rocket or any other sound, but I'm just talking about, I'm going to go by what I'm seeing. Remember, you know, when I send something out to defend the UK. So I have looked and saw these ones in action and I'm say, yeah, man. Them, like, so you put them together now and we say, all right, then these are the three sounds I'm going to send out. And it's gone. Yeah, that's me. But everybody's out there,
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
good opinion. Good
And,
opinion.
you know, but I like the audience, sort of, just, you know, send your
Sending on the tree sound.
Well, I must
Wow,
say,
see one here? Stephen Miller said Empire,
Okay.
Lord Gellis, and Fully Equipped.
Lord Kelly's ain't done nothing.
No,
for
man,
me.
them going back there. Oh, yeah, someone.
Yeah, man, Lord
What?
Gellis. Yeah, they had
Them have a
the
new shooter.
London
Yeah.
Southern Warfare.
Yeah.
Southern Warfare.
The one I'm bad down there,
And
man.
Fresh and movie star.
Movie
That's
star
it, that's the
Johnny.
one.
Yeah, man.
Yes,
Yeah, man.
You know what the word is, though? They're saying that he's the new MC for the UK, you know? Panasonic vibe. You
Andrew
know?
Fresh or movie star.
Isn't Lord Kelly's
Andy
sort
Fresh.
of...
Andrew Fresh.
Yeah.
Andrew Fresh is bad still.
Yeah,
He's bad.
that's what they're saying.
Yeah, man, them they go on bad, man.
But yeah, big up to King Toppy still. It was a good win.
Yeah, it was a
win,
good
man.
win. It was a good win. Can I ask a question, right, for especially Mr. Blake and you?
Yeah,
yourself.
Rose.
Sorry. If, looking back through your career and through the promotion business and thing, is there anything you would have changed or did differently?
I would have probably asked the sound operators to be a bit calmer when they speak. Calm, not to be silently calm, but not to use every opportunity on the mic to kind of stir up what looked like confrontation. A mic man is a powerful person
True.
to keep what's happening out there
Peaceful.
on the boil, beautiful, entertaining, right? And even chant down the other sound without encouraging or seemingly encouraging, even if they didn't mean it. I would have changed that.
Okay.
I would have wanted to see when sound and sound meet, more music is played over chatting.
Yes.
Yes? To be so that I can entertain, can be entertained.
Okay.
The public can be entertained by it.
And don't keep pulling up the record, trying let it play.
Well, you can all unpull, but not too much. But generally speaking,
Got it.
there wasn't a lot that need changing.
That you'd have changed.
Just a little bit of
Just like a
tweaking.
tweak.
A little bit of
Yeah.
tweaking.
Real time.
Because variety was there.
True.
The youth sound, you have some youth sounds that played yourself, Siffa, Shirley, when Shirley came out, Jamai, when Lord Shirley came out, Quaker City and Studio City, and Christopher had to watch Lord Shirley. He had what you call it, not the valve, what's the other one called?
Transistor.
And when he played and mixed, the big sound were taking notice
So I got you.
of Shirley.
Okay.
You know, and I watched that for many years. So that's the sort of thing I'd have wanted to see more often.
Got you, man.
Entertainment, fun, laughter, joke,
Which
competition.
is what dance is about.
Yeah.
True.
But-
What about yourself, Shots? Anything for tweak? You kind of think it's all as it is?
Nah, it's all right as it is, to be fair.
Yeah? All right, no problem.
Okay.
But remember, Shorty talk from a
generation.
modern day
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Up to the
That's why he's here.
practical
That's why
As
he's
long
here,
as
man.
viewpoint.
people get the enjoyment and no fight breaks out.
That's it. There you go, man. So we're gonna come to this point now of the show where we want to talk to you, Mr. Blake, about the big book where you go sign for later anyway. Yeah? All right.
Oh, Siffa
You get
is
me?
so concerned he's going to get a
Can we
copy.
ask you what inspired you to write the book?
Where I came from, how I grew up, my life, the hardship I went through, the challenges, yes, and I'm alive.
Of course.
Political machinations could have taken my life.
Right.
It took one of my son's life at 19.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes? I told him to get out of it, but he didn't understand. So growing up in West Kingston, I saw good, bad, and indifferent. I saw opportunities being taken away from young people called underprivileged and so forth. And I decided that I would fight to be better than where I was.
Right, right.
I would seek education first. So much so that I paid for myself to go to night school.
Okay, brilliant.
Bookkeeping and accounting. I love books. So I would read 3 books per week, sometimes 2 books a day. I love books. I love challenges. And going through that, and I had children early. My first child was born when I was 14 years of age.
Oh,
wow. The young lady was older than me by 2 years. She was older than me.
Oh, wow. This is in Jamaica, innit?
In Jamaica,
yeah,
as a young boy.
That makes sense, yeah.
Right?
Okay.
I had another child 16, another child 18. When I was 23, I had 6 children by 4 mothers.
Oh, God, Mr.
Married
Blake.
once.
Oh.
I had 2 different jobs. I was working morning, noon, and night. I went through hell and high water. When I look back, it's not something.
Yeah.
It's not something that I would encourage young people to get involved in.
I'm glad you said that.
Yes. It's not something I would encourage young people to get involved in, but I went through it.
Yeah, of course. Yes.
So jump and come back to when I came to England. Right, when I came to England, my wife had moved from Anzort, where she was living. So she didn't know I was coming to England. She didn't get my letters. I arrived at Southampton. Nobody to pick me up.
Oh, God.
A man from Birmingham in a van gave me a lift up. I went there, didn't find her. I took 3 days to find my wife, things like that.
How long it take?
3 days.
Oh, wow.
I was attacked.
In a strange country?
Yes, I stayed in a friend's house. I was attacked by some white guys, but beat me in my head with a stick called skinheads.
Oh, my Lord.
I went through all those things.
Yo.
But I decided I'm not going to be a loser. So I went to various jobs, went back to night school, I got some passes, Hummingbird story, the story.
Sure.
Yes. And when I got to create the Hummingbird with that thought from Jamaica, I realized that if I left nothing else on this earth, I must leave a mark of my history. And the way you leave a mark of your history,
I like that.
the way you leave a mark of
Leave a
your
footprint.
history is
Yeah,
to
man.
write it.
That's right.
Yes? So that is what caused me to write it.
Oh, fantastic.
I planned to write it many years ago. I actually wrote 15 chapters some years ago and put it down. Can't find it. Video company, video me for 30 hours. And he went to Jamaica, got lost, and I forgot it. And then the Hummingbird came and went. And I decided that I needed to write for people to understand why the Hummingbird was closed, what closed it, understand about me. And one day I sat down 7 years ago, I called one of my sons. He got an OB, he took me to Buckingham Palace, and I walk up and down Buckingham Palace and look on the pictures on the wall, and my ancestors came in my head from Africa. And I thought, this is history, I've got to write my history. So I called him one day and said, let's get on a piece of paper.
Is that right?
And wrote a circle and go, family, beginning of life, family, work, employment, friends, influencers, politics, Hummingbird. So the Hummingbird story, a story by itself. My life needs to be read to understand.
To understand the Hummingbird's part of it.
Brilliant.
And so we wrote those things and put it away for about a year or two. And then year before last July, I got up one morning. And for some reason or the other, tears were coming down my eyes. I didn't know what for. I thought, I'm getting on in age. All my children have grown up. I know my children, they know me. Most of them have done very well. And tears were coming down my eyes. And I got up and I thought, why am I crying? And I went into philosophy. I have a book of philosophy at home, and I went into it. I asked myself, what am I crying? Am I crying because I'm sorry for myself, which I shouldn't be? Am I crying because I should have done something I didn't do? Why am I crying? And I started thinking culturally, Africa, my ancestors. And I decided right there and then, I must write the book now. So I went downstairs, took up the laptop, and I started writing. And it took me only 6 months.
6 months. Wow.
From the first word to the book, just 6 months.
That's amazing, man.
And the Hummingbird story is there. A lot of persons were pointing finger at me, doing whatever. But the Hummingbird story was a story where I refused to be a police informer. I refused to be one of them. And they killed the Hummingbird 3 times. Many people might not know that the Hummingbird was open once and closed after 10 months.
I didn't know that.
Didn't know that.
And I slept in the Hummingbird for 3 years in the darkness. I fought like mad, got it back second time.
Wow.
White man came in there as a licensee. Somebody fired a gun outside and he went to the police station and gave him the license. Police came in there, said they saw people drinking over after hours, and we fought for 3-4 years, couldn't sell any drinks, fight, lost the license, won back the license.
Holy ups and downs.
Eventually, a guy from Jamaica called Fabulous came there and a promoter was there, went inside trying to pass some bad money and people suss it out. He came outside and said to the promoter, if I didn't know Mr. Blake, I would shoot up this place. And the guy said, go away. And he went inside his waist, pulled out a toy gun, and the guy went across, came back with a real gun and shot him 5 times. He was running and I shot him 5 times in his back. He didn't die, but
that's not the sort of thing you want.
Policeman came to me the next day and said, you have to close the Hummingbird for good now. Why you're not working with us?
Wow.
The licensee went and said, I'm no more licensed. See, detail is in the book.
Okay.
But I had to write my life story.
Yeah,
man.
And if I didn't make a penny profit off it, the objective was to write my life story. Someone would say, Father Blake, but I didn't know this.
Well,
when you read the book.
There's a few things that come out that I didn't know either.
This show has been
Father Blake, I didn't know this. And so that's how it was.
Well, Mr. Blake, you can say to you, really, and to the viewers, and a lot of people are listening, is that, you are, one of the fathers of this community.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, for
and
real.
it's been absolutely a pleasure to have you around this table. To know that we've catch you, while you're alive, when I talk at your grave.
Thank
you understand? Because so much of we get to talk good things over the coffin.
Yes.
But we get to talk to you while you're alive, while you can hear. You understand, man?
Yes.
And, just to hear even a fraction of what you've gone through.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
In your book. I am telling you, let's take the book anyway, because, we're there for promote things, so whole life.
Well, make sure I'm getting
If you don't have the book, please, I don't get this book here, because this is history. This is a man that came from the Windrush periods, being here, fought through different things, as you've heard, a little synopsis of it. But when you read the book, I'm sure there's going to be more in there. You understand me? So support the book. Because there's going to be something in there that you're going to learn from.
Amazon.
It's our Amazon.
Amazon.
See that? No, look on that.
Amazon.
I sell your book, Yo, that's a big move. I love that.
2 weeks ago, a friend of mine called Dr. Gregory Roberts went to Jamaica to speak to the Jamaican Museum of Music, a university of the West Indies, and he took 10 books from me. And they're all in the West Indian University in Central.
Go on.
Oh,
Go on.
well,
Respect that.
We'll give you a clap for that one then.
Respect that.
Well done.
One of my greatest moments in the Hummingbird was to put on a show the 10-year anniversary with Dennis Brown, Barry Salmon, Frankie Paul, and Half Pint. B-Racket playing the dance. And when the night finished, Dennis Brown sat in my office and said, of all the places he had sung, the Hummingbird had the best acoustics.
Yes, it has.
Yeah, man,
The best
brilliant
acoustics.
in there, man.
Yeah, you could hear himself in the air. And an American soul funk artist called Curtis Mayfield.
Oh, I've heard of Curtis
The
Mayfield.
great Curtis Mayfield. When he played Hummingbird, we sat down in the office like this for 3 hours after the concert.
Wow.
And talk politics, culture. Yep.
All right, we're
Read
coming.
the book, challenge me, understand me. Thank you for having me.
That's all right.
Thank you very
Just a
much.
quick question, sorry. For Rose and Mr. Blake, if there's any advice you could give Shortie as a up-and-coming promoter, what would that advice be?
Be as I heard you are. It got to make sense.
That's right.
For it to make sense, there is something called cause and effect.
Okay.
If I do this, what am I going to get? I might get this. So always weigh up the pros and the cons, and look for your break-even point before profits.
Yes.
Find your break-even point always. If I spend this money, am I likely to get this number to earn this break-even? Profit comes after.
Okay.
And above everything else, keep your standard.
Okay.
Because what I hear in you is standard.
I
Like you
appreciate
said it
that.
earlier. Keep it standard.
I appreciate that.
Rose, any advice?
Don't cut down on production.
Okay.
All right.
That's what will pay
Standard.
your bill,
Yeah.
the standard. And once you give the people what you're delivering, you'll
They'll
always
come back.
maintain your crowd. They'll come back.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Shorty, is there a question that you want to ask them?
I'm
We're
just-
both ways, you know. So.
Me personally, just sitting next to two pioneers in the business in promotion, it's obviously you're never too old to learn, innit? And listening to them, obviously I can go away now and speak to Noodles and Jawil, obviously, and say, okay, then if there's certain things we need to patch up by listening to two pioneers, then we need to do that.
Respect. I love that, you know what I mean?
Love
Car-
100.
The elders teach me, and there's questions that you could ask them. That's why I had to ask them questions, you know what I mean? I just thought it was pertinent that
Balance.
that question was
good
asked,
question.
you know what I mean?
To make things
Wherever
balanced.
you
Yeah.
go in the community to do shows, make acquaintance with the main person in that location.
Okay.
They
Fantastic.
will help you to promote your show or get a group that you pay them, obviously, but you can form a serious bond with those people. It's important because it's something we've been through.
Yeah.
We didn't have to go down Manchester, we drop off, and we know the work's done.
Yeah.
We didn't have to go to Bristol, we drop off, and the work is done because they get paid. And once you're paying someone, the loyalty will be there.
True point. I hear
They're
that.
not throwing the leaflets in the bin.
Great advice.
Loyalty will be there.
Well, all I can say, you know, as I knew this was gonna happen anyway. We've run out of time now. You get me? And the chat line mad though. A few man I come with them sound for them when they want
Can I
shows.
just
That's
can I
fine.
just have
We'll go on
minute?
quickly, yeah.
I'd like to thank Tony Owens
Of course.
because he opened the doors for us with the first gig with Barrington Levy,
Barrington,
Manchester, Leicester, and Cardiff.
Wow.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Tony, and thank.
Yeah, man,
Buddy,
if I have a
although-
gig Tony, I'll clap it. Because pioneer that, you know. Real pioneer that, you know. Humble and quiet, you know, but, you know, he's on a lot.
You asked earlier about team, if we've got team. And good for Rose to say that. At the Hummingbird, Jamai said something the other day about the unique team that was there. The Hummingbird, it wasn't just Lloyd Blake.
Call him.
Okay?
Call him name.
Tony Owens.
Come on, call him.
Bernie Dixon. Jamai. Sebastian. Paul Nashai. Okay? And a host of ladies.
Whoa.
That helped behind the scene.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Give them that flowers, too.
Yeah, man. Give them them flowers, brother. Sure.
Nah, we
Before
love
I
that.
forget, Tyrone Melody and Young Wiley, they made it possible for Beanie Man first show
That time with the radio.
sold out in 3,000 capacity.
Wow.
Without those lads, we probably would never have got the crowd. We
ya.
have our own people, but at the end of the day, he had a record that was killing it, Zim Zimmer.
Yes.
Yeah, that went national.
Come on.
Yeah, so it helped. And can I just give a shout to Midget? He
Bismarck
helped us
Midget?
quite a lot, yeah.
Oh, you mean, man?
He goes back a long way with Dean.
Yo.
Yeah? And Love Injection, Winston and Zuki, thank you guys for over the years.
Yes.
True that. Over the years, yeah, man.
Nice.
Winston and Zuki, two of them.
We've got time to say thank you to everybody. In the book, there's a page called Acknowledgement.
Ah.
And there's about 150 names in
I'm glad you said this in the book.
Find yourself, you will see.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you.
But now, does everybody know where the book can be?
It's on
Yeah,
Amazon.
It's on Amazon.
So, we need to close the show, but however, we have to mention
that we will be calling you, Sister Rose, and you,
Mr. Blake,
to come and do what we call the SETI interview. That is an in-depth interview where you can really talk from A to Z. And this is more like we just scratch the surface and make people know the great work that you both have done.
In
and
time,
we
yeah.
appreciate you both. You understand me?
I thoroughly enjoyed not
Yeah.
going to sleep till 5 o'clock in the morning coming down from the motorway.
And for those that
next
are looking forward to the next show now is going to be really, we call it a special, because we're going to be talking to the team members, the promoters, you know what I mean? You know, JNS, who have put on the clash that everybody is talking about as the days get nearer. Which we are talking about? Stereo 5 and who? V Rocket. And yes, but the time gone now.
Okay.
So what we're going to be doing, we're going to be having this event on the 20, I believe it's the 22nd anyway, 23rd, isn't it? But it's going to be the week of the show anyway. And
week of the dance.
The week of the dance, that's what I said, the week of the show. And we're going to be definitely going talking to Stereo 5.
And
we're going to be
V
talking to V Rocket.
Just one observation. Where is the venue?
Parklands.
Oh, Parklands.
Yeah, man, right.
But it's not there.
It's on the actual flyer.
It's on the actual flyer.
Just
Yeah.
a billboard.
for you.
Yeah, man, big it up for them, man. Yeah, man, Parklands
to
big,
make
you know.
money.
Parklands
We've put
big.
Beanie Man in Parklands before. I mean, when he wasn't so high profile. I mean, to actually make a profit.
Parklands is a big capacity.
Yeah, man.
It's not.
Parklands big, yeah, man. Parklands is huge.
And the new Parklands too.
Yeah,
Look
the
good.
new
Look
Parklands.
good. Look good. I tell you.
Yeah.
And you know what I like about down there?
It's different
Parking
owner.
easy. You know, no headache for park. It's a good place for parking location wise. You get me?
Yes.
So anyway, as me the engineer, them a wind me down. We have to go wind down. Thank you, listeners, for tuning in and sharing with us. Please share, like, comment, and continue to comment on the chat line and answer some of the questions that we've asked. I want to hear your opinion about
And
the
we can look
Premier
back
sound.
on- yeah.
You know what I mean? And make sure people, are UK we are defending. V Rocket is what? Them are defend the UK. I'm not interested about those that come from Nottingham. It's UK, and who them a play? American sound. So what? We want a little victory. We want can celebrate.
Well, the next show, the two
you
of them are going to talk them things. So,
but you know that I got no.
Yeah.
All right, that we have different talking. Yeah, get me.
Different
talking. Everybody say I go box, man.
So we thank our honored guests, and we thank you, people out there watching the show, and speaking to us on the show as well. Thank you all for listening.
Yeah.
Look out for the next one, 21st, we say?
Yeah, man.
Of next month.
And
all
thank
right?
you for having me.
No. Our pleasure. Our pleasure. Because like we said, you guys were people we, as young youths, did look up to. Trust me.
Been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Now this is for all who love sound system culture worldwide. Subscribe to Sound News Extra as we present Sounds of the Round Table. Oh, you mean? And the word general, Hey yo, enough sound man, I go watch that show ya. Enough sound woman, I go stream that show ya. Enough DJ, I go like that show ya. Yo, it Sounds of the Round Table. What we say? You have some little dibby sound boy going around. Say them sound is the wickedest and the baddest and the best. But when me come and dance, me no see no sound system. So me have to ask them boy them, hey, what this? Oh, how them say them a sound and me no see no speaker. Them say them a sound man, me no see no amplifier. Them come a sound clash with just a laptop. I no sound man, I DVD, hear that? My law, this is the sound man law. This is the sound man law. Yaga. This is the sound man law. Bad like Pablo Escobar. Say by far. This is the sound man law. This is the sound man law. Yaga. This is the sound man law. Watch it live on Sound News Extra. Alright, first thing, no jump and sound round here. No jump and sound round here. We tell them disappear. No jump and sound round here. No jump and sound round here. Sound boy, hey. Feel your sound happy heavy. So till baseline vibrate me chest. Upset me belly then. Turn me 2 foot to jelly. Sounds of the round table. Yeah, we have that already. Hey, your middle range happy crystal clear. So that your doublet and vocal the crowd can hear. Oh, top section of it twist like a black mamba snaking at the grass. Just a is we no miss by law. This is the sound man law. This is the sound man law. Yaga. This is the sound man law.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Max Priest, and don't forget you're listening to Sound News Extra to the world, Someone said to the world. This is Max Priest. I just wanna be close to you. Yeah, Sound News Extra to the world, 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 to the world.
Sound News Extra to the world, you don't know. All over the world, Sound News Extra. Boom.
Yo, this is Vivian Jones taking a time out scene for big up Sound News Extra to the world. You know what I'm saying, no man? Seeing Sound News Extra to the world. Truly, you know me love ya, truly. And really, you know me love ya, truly. From the day me say me check for you. One of the best thing me ever do. Sound News Extra, man. Big up yourself. Worldwide. To the world.
Johnny Garson, Sound News Extra to the world. Say me I say.
Yeah, me I say now, boom, so what's up with mother me? So me I say, I don't know where I represent Sound News Extra. That's Sound News Extra. So me I say, so people just log in to that site there. So me I say, mother me, boom, big up the whole world. Canada with it right now, but big up the whole world on that one. See it? Man.
Fire blaze, lightning, I win a set. Sound News Extra to the world. Lava splash.
Yo, you know it's Ninja Crown, you know it got the whole Ninja Crown in the world scene. Big up Sound News Extra. Big them up, but they are kind of right now, but you don't know. Sound News Extra to the world, globally. Big thing, large, check them out, mad.
Yeah, this is Toy Getter, the one and only artist that we're gonna bring it to you. But right now, the focus is on Sound News Extra. We are bringing it to the world, and that we said.